All right, guys. Welcome to today's webinar presentation. We're going to talk about the 5 steps to launch a successful e-commerce business in 2017. You guys will see all sorts of fun stuff today. You'll see exactly how I launched my e-commerce business from scratch at a very young age, how lots of other people are launching successful e-commerce businesses right now. I'm actually going to give you guys the exact action plan and growth plan that you can execute on to actually build this business for yourself in just 9 weeks. And yeah, so it should be pretty awesome. We're going to talk about product selection, product research, how to find that first great product to actually source and sell, how to know if products are good or bad, all these different things we're going to discuss. And then once we actually find a product, we're going to do some product research together. I'm actually going to find a product that I'm going to buy today with you and actually start a company with you guys here today. So again, we're going to dive in, do some product research, go source that product from a supplier, and pretty much complete the entire supply chain for our first product. And you guys will really get a behind-the-scenes look at how these businesses are actually launched and are successful. Before we get into the actual presentation today, I do want to have some fun with you guys. And guys, we have an absolutely packed house here today. I think this might be one of our most popular webinars of all time. I think we have about 2,700 people registered for this live webinar here today. So absolutely awesome. That is, thank you guys for all the support and all the hype, all the activity. Really awesome there. And yeah, so I want to jump in, get to know you guys a little bit, make sure I know what you guys are up to. Maybe give your name, where you're from, what you do, and yeah, we're gonna go through, do some shout outs. And guys, we'll get started here. Let's see what time it is. We're at 3:01 right now, so we'll get started in about 5 minutes or so. I do want to let everyone get here. Again, we have almost 3,000 people signed up for today's webinar, so I want to make sure everyone can get here before we get started. So let's have some fun. We will do some shout-outs and Q&As for just a few minutes, and then we'll get into the actual presentation. Let's see, we got Chris from Edmonton, welcome. We got Ray from Kansas City, welcome. I see some people have some questions in here already. Well, my friends, we'll be getting to the questions in just a few minutes. Akshay from Norway, very cool, electrical engineering, awesome stuff. Getting into e-commerce, yes, smart man. We got Joel in the house from Winnipeg, Canada. Let's see what else we have here. We got Rich from Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to scroll right down and see who else we have here. We got Carol from Houston. She's already selling on Amazon and eBay. Well, Carol, I think this you'll love this session then. We got PJ from South California. We got Scott from Mount Vernon, Washington. Very cool. We got Sean from Bethesda, maybe, Maryland. Let's see. We got Shika in the house from Bombay. Very cool. As a luxury consultant. I don't know what a luxury consultant does per se, but it sounds like a very cool job. So welcome. Hope you're having a good time in Bombay. Let's see. We got Jose from Chile in the house. Welcome. We got Terry from Dallas, Michelle from Miami, Adriana from Lake Placid, Florida, a fellow Floridian in the house. I'm from Tampa myself, so fun stuff down here in Florida. We got Ruben from Belgium in the house. We got Kasim Darwin from the Dominican Republic. Man, a truly international crowd here today. That is awesome to see. We got Bruce Borey in the house from London. We got Alex from Ontario, Miami. Michelle is in the house. Welcome. We got Jamie from Oregon is already selling on eBay. Awesome stuff there. We got Sasha from New York. We got Randall from Pasadena, California. We got E from Tampa. Welcome. I am in Tampa myself, so luckily we got a good day of weather here today. We got Purnam in the house from the UK. We got Nick from Toronto, Victoria from Canada or California. Oh, okay. Victoria from Victoria, Canada, I believe, which is very interesting. Kasim's in the house from the UK. We got Eddie from Montreal. Ayelet from Israel, very cool name. We got Mandana. Maybe I can't be pronouncing that right, but he is in the house from California. Welcome. We got Dallas from Alberta, Canada in the house as a filmmaker up there. Very cool. We got Nasheen from Chicago. I am from Chicago myself originally, and it is very cold up there. I do not look forward to my vacations up there. But hopefully you're holding in strong. We got Sukesh, I'm sorry, from Mumbai, India. Welcome. We got Tanvir from Delhi, India. Truly international crowd here today, guys. We got Bobby from London, Jason from Singapore, Colin from the UK, Eric from Austin, Texas, Felice from India. Truly international crowd. Well, welcome, guys. We have let's see. We got Theo Root, maybe, from Thailand. We got Luis from Brazil. Welcome. We got Carl from Ireland. Man, is there anyone in the U.S. here? That's the real question. It seems like everyone's from Florida and outside of the U.S., so that's cool. We got some New York in the house with Trinell. Welcome. We have, let's see, Ayat from L.A. We have Nathan from Vancouver, Canada. We got Sergio from Miami. We got LT from Miami. Lots of people from Miami in the house today. We got Sarah from Thunder Bay, Canada. Sounds exciting up there. Thunder Bay. We got John from Portsmouth, UK. And let's see, I'm going to scroll to the bottom here. I know we got lots more shout-outs coming in the box. Guys, we'll do shout-outs for another 2-3 minutes here, and we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation today. I do want to make sure everybody has a chance to get here before we get started. We got Ricky from Toronto, Blue from New Orleans, Sean from Virginia, Anthony from New Jersey, Brian from sunny Orlando. Welcome, fellow Floridian in the house. We got Kirk from Canada. We got Ryan and Kyle in the house from Michigan. Always good to see business partners, friends in this together. That'll just skyrocket your success rate in this business. We got Purnam in the house. Just received his first e-commerce order. That is awesome. So you are up and running, my friend. This will be really good for you because, again, not only is this going to show you how you can get up and running with your own e-commerce business from scratch, but it's also going to kind of show the growth plan to turn one successful product into a successful business, right? So I think you will certainly enjoy today's presentation, my friend. Let's see. We got Mark from the Big D in Texas, which I believe is Dallas. We got Jamie from Australia, Anna from Montreal. We got Patricia from the UK, Valish from Bangalore. Very cool, Bangalore. Let's see. We got Tony Brazier from Livingston, Texas. We have Maria from Montreal, Quebec. Let's see. Jason from Las Vegas. And guys, we just have a packed house here today. Like I said, almost 3,000 people registered for today's webinar. So we are going to do a few more shout-outs and get started in about 60 seconds. But I do want to do a few more here. We got Susie from Niagara Falls, New York. Very cool. We got Adrian from Virginia, just starting up with his Amazon site. Awesome stuff. We got Andrew from the UK. Let's see, Devin from Philadelphia, Anthony from New Jersey, Maria from Montreal. Ahmed from Pakistan. We got Yu from Bangalore. Awesome stuff. Elias from, or Elia maybe, from Seattle. Says, it's a snowy day up there. My friend, I don't know the meaning of snow down here in Florida, so I feel for you. I feel for you. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We got Leo from Miami. Daniela is from Rio de Janeiro, but currently in Florida. Well, very cool. Hopefully it's not too cold up here for you. I'm in Florida. We got Arthur from Los Angeles, Dimitri from Greece, Elia from Seattle. We got, let's see, guys. I'll do a couple more here, and we'll go ahead and get started. We got Eddie from Miami, Syrian, maybe? Syrian? I don't know. Nick, and Nick from Melbourne. We got Montreal is representing. I like it, Kirk. We got Giacomo, which is an awesome name as well, from New York City. We got Tanya from Lake Mary, Florida. RN Los Angeles. I'm sorry, Mandana is an RN in Los Angeles. So awesome stuff here. We got Jalen Williams, Waco, Texas. So guys, we have a fully packed house here today. We got people from all around the world joining us, and that is just awesome. So I'm going to make today, guys, we're going to make this the goal of today's presentation, and I'm sure a lot of you have been on my webinars before. We're going to make this sucker the most valuable one ever. So guys, I'm going to try to really get as much value cram-packed into this hour or two we have with each other. I'm going to show you guys, again, exactly how to build this kind of business. I'm actually going to go through and source products, research products, and find the next product that I'm going to source with you today on this webinar. So you guys are legitimately going to see how this business starts from scratch. It doesn't matter if you haven't sold anything online before, if you sold lots of stuff online before. It really does not matter because this business is a pretty simple one, honestly. This is one of the simpler business models out there, and it's a great time to get started with it, with e-commerce just doubling and tripling in size every single year. So you guys have certainly picked a great time to get involved in e-commerce. The real trick, though, is to take lots of action, guys. So I'd encourage you to, take notes today. Take action if you can. Even better than notes is actually getting out there, doing the research with me, sourcing products with me. You can quite literally have your business up and running by the end of today's presentation. You can take those first steps, execute on the action plan I'm going to give you, and build this freaking business. So guys, I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. we have Steve from StartupBros in the question box answering as many questions as he possibly can as we go. Like I said, guys, we have almost 3,000 people registered for today's webinar, so I am sure we will not be able to answer every single question, but keep the questions coming, and we will get as many of them during the session as we can, and at the end we'll also be doing a Q&A, so you guys can ask me questions at that point as well. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. First things first, let's enter the anti-distraction zone. Again, you know, it's in this world where every single day there's more people, more companies, more news sites, more everything trying to distract you and dilute your focus away from your goals and your dreams. Focus is going to become the most valuable asset, the most valuable skill any entrepreneur can have is just being able to focus. And it's amazing, but 95% of people cannot focus. They're a slave to their phone. They're a slave to the media. They're a slave to everything. So, guys, I'm really going to encourage you here to enter the anti-distraction zone with me. This is not like any webinar you've been on before. I can promise you that, and I'll ask you at the end, but we get this all the time. This is a fast-moving, high-value webinar, okay? I'm not an internet marketer. I don't know how to, give you half of the puzzle. I'm giving you the whole freaking puzzle today, guys. So enter the anti-distraction zone with me. Turn over your phone. Avoid Facebook, right? And get ready to take notes or take action. Because, again, this isn't just important to me. You've raised your hand and you told me that it's important for you to launch your own e-commerce business, right? Or at least see if it's possible. So do yourself that favor. Let's get serious about our lives and our businesses for just a little bit of time here today. Not get distracted by every flashing object. And let's get some stuff done, guys. So enter the anti-distraction zone with me. I'm actually guilty of this as well, guys. So I'm going to turn over my phone right now, make sure that doesn't distract me, and we will get going here. So first things first, we have to talk about the opportunity itself of e-commerce. You guys have known about e-commerce for a very long time, right? You guys are early adopters. You guys have known about e-commerce maybe for 10, 20 years at this point. So this is old news to you. But what you have to keep in mind is that e-commerce is just hitting the mainstream right now. And the little old grandma in Nebraska, she's just now realizing how safe and how awesome Amazon and e-commerce are. So even though you guys have known about e-commerce for a long time, we all have, maybe we've been shopping on e-commerce for a long time, despite that, it is the real growth in e-commerce is happening right here, right now. And it's really not anything that I can make up, guys. Like, this is just pure financial fact, right? You got Amazon's stock price, right? If we go look at Amazon's stock price, again, I can't make this stuff up. This is just pure cold hard fact. If we go look at Amazon's stock price and look at where they were at in 2008 based to where they're at today, Amazon's up over 2,116%. 2,116%. Guys, this generally does not happen in the economy. You have a $400 billion company here that is expected to double in size in 2017. And even if you look back, I mean, look at 2014. Amazon is 3 times bigger than it was in 2014. So this is legitimately one of the fastest growing business models that has ever touched humanity. We haven't really seen anything like this since the beginning of the internet itself. Guys, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, Amazon just, again, since last December is over almost 3 times bigger. They're expected to grow by 97% in 2017. So this industry is a massive industry that is literally doubling and tripling in size every single year. So, again, this is one of the most lucrative business models that has ever been seen. And definitely since the beginning of the internet. The internet itself is pretty much the only opportunity that has been growing faster than e-commerce. And outside of Amazon, right, Amazon sees a huge amount of the e-commerce growth, but it's not just Amazon. It's everyone. If anyone has anything to do with e-commerce, they're going to experience double-digit growth. You see Etsy, Shopify. Guys, the largest company to ever go public on the U.S. stock market was it wasn't GE, it wasn't Google, it wasn't Apple. It was a Chinese e-commerce company called Alibaba. That's how big the e-commerce revolution is. It's quite literally bigger than anything that's come before it. Again, the largest IPO, the largest company to ever go public on the U.S. stock market was a Chinese e-commerce company called Alibaba. That's how big this is. And guys, it's retail is dying, right? You look at like Macy's, J.C. Penney, Sears, Kohl's, Kmart. Go down the list. Every single retailer is falling apart right now, and all of that money, hundreds of billions of dollars of retail sales, are going online. So this e-commerce revolution is going to last for 20 to 30 years because you're seeing the entire retail market die, and all of that money is shifting over to e-commerce right now. And all you have to do is put your hand out, get a net, and just put it out there, and you're going to catch a ton of the money that is flowing right now into e-commerce. It is just crazy. So certainly e-commerce, absolutely crazy how fast this business model is growing. Again, one of the fastest growing business models in human history, and the only thing that surpasses it is the dawn of the internet itself. So just crazy to see how big of an opportunity this is. Now I'm going to do a super quick dabble into my story, guys. I know no one came here today to hear about me, but I do want to let you know how I got started in e-commerce and how I started my first successful e-commerce business, and kind of how I discovered this whole business model, because I've been in this thing for almost 15 years now, and I just kind of stumbled over this whole e-commerce thing, and it's really been the key that unlocked my entire entrepreneurial career. So I want to give you a super quick dabble into my story, but I'm going to run right through this and get back to the nitty-gritty of the presentation here today. So I was born to a very poor family. I was born in Chicago. Parents were 17. We were on public aid and all this, and it was, terrible for a couple of years. But by the time I was 5 years old, my parents started their first company. They took a huge risk, and they said, all right, we're going to, stop working, and even though we're extremely poor, we're going to try something. We're going to start our own company here. And that was when I was 5 years old. By the time I was 10, they had sold that company for just a exorbitant amount of money. And because of that, our lifestyle went rags to riches very quickly. And I kind of experienced the power of entrepreneurship. And I saw that there's really nothing else out there like entrepreneurship. There's nothing out there where just in a couple short years with a good idea and lots of hard work, you can literally design the life of your dreams, right? So you guys know this. That's why you want to be entrepreneurs as well. That's why we all want to be entrepreneurs. But I knew from a very early age after seeing it, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I was going to school every day and listening to my, teachers and trying to learn as much as I could. But I would come home and listen to my parents, telling stories about them actually out there being entrepreneurs. And I just didn't understand how school was going to help me to become a successful entrepreneur. I actually decided by the time I was 12 that school was making me worse at entrepreneurship. So I started skipping as much school as I could, avoiding it at all costs, because I thought it was actually making me a bad entrepreneur. So what I did instead, I was skipping school, sitting at home all day, every day, just trying to figure out how I was going to be successful, right? This is me at 12 years old, like, I got to figure something out, right? So started trying all these different get-rich-quick schemes, obviously tons of failures, right? I'm 12 years old, right? So I had no idea what the hell I was doing. No business skills, no connections. I always say I had no business being in business. I shouldn't have even tried, right? But I was dumb enough to try, and luckily it worked, but no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I was going to be a successful entrepreneur, and the earlier I figured that out, the better. And I just did not think school factored in at all. So the way I actually got into importing and e-commerce is an interesting story. My dad went out to buy a new car one day, and he was talking to the car dealer. Car dealer told him about this kid that came in the day before and just bought a brand new Mercedes, $100,000. Just wrote a check out the door, drove it off the lot. And the kid was like 17, 18 years old. So the car dealer asked the kid, like, where in the hell did you get this money? This is crazy, right? And the kid basically turned to him and just got straight with him and said, hey, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just started importing counterfeit hair straighteners a few months ago. I'm selling them on eBay, and I'm making more money than I know what to do with. And again, this is way back in the day. But my dad came home after hearing that, and he's like, man, this is great because my kid won't go to school. So he came in my room, knocked on the door, and said, hey, you're not going to school, so maybe try this. Try this importing and e-commerce thing. Seems to be working for this other young guy. So that's how I actually got into this business model. That's why I actually gave it a shot, because I knew someone else was having success with it. And if someone else is having success with the business model, guys, then you can too. It's actually easier at that point because you can model their success and avoid their mistakes, right? So that's what I did. And again, if anyone here has any doubt that you can start this business, guys, I got started in importing and e-commerce when I was 13 years old in 2003. So 2003, e-commerce was not big. Nobody even wanted to put their credit card numbers in online. You couldn't find suppliers. It was a nightmare. So guys, if this 13-year-old with gothic pants on and it looks like a girl's polo shirt, if this 13-year-old kid who clearly has no idea what the hell he's doing, if this kid can figure it out, I promise you guys you can too. This is one of the most simple business models out there, and just by luck, right now, one of the fastest growing business models as well. So this is not a difficult business model at all. You guys have so much success that you can model your company off of, and your launch, right? Like, I had to learn this stuff from scratch, make all the mistakes. It was a very hard time. You guys, everything, you guys, all this training out there, all these success stories to follow. So it is just so much easier now to get started in this business, but that's kind of how I got started in this business. And again, my first big moneymaker, not too proud of it in hindsight, but I do want to give you guys the real scoop on how I got started in this business. My first moneymaker were actually counterfeits, right? I heard this story about this kid doing counterfeit hair straighteners, and I was like, dude, I'm going to do it too. So I went out, I bought Chanel purses, Gucci purses, Louis Vuitton, all sorts of stuff, Coach, and was pretty much selling all of it. It all sold really, really well, made lots of money doing it, and this was like back when I was in middle school, so I had a whole bunch of friends in middle school selling these things as well. I was kind of known as the counterfeit kid in middle school. Everyone came to me to buy these counterfeits. Made a lot of good money with these, was having a lot of fun, lots of other people, lots of other people were helping me sell these and things like that. But of course, counterfeits are not a business, right? Counterfeits are a hustle, and eventually I got a cease and desist. And for anyone who doesn't know what a cease and desist is, it's, you know, if you're selling fake Nike goods and Nike's lawyers find out, well, they're going to send you a cease and desist, and it's basically going to say, hey, stop selling fake Nike stuff or else we're going to sue you into bankruptcy. So I was, you know, smart enough to stop selling this stuff. Still have some counterfeits laying around from my last batch here, and that was pretty much the end of that business. But I knew that I could have success with e-commerce, and e-commerce was really great for me when I was young too, because lots of businesses out there, you have to go talk to people, and it's tough to sell things as a 13-year-old kid, right? So I loved e-commerce because I could just sell products, and no one knew who was behind it. I just wanted to sell great products that improved people's lives. So so I said, man, I got to get into legitimate products, right? I already have a successful e-commerce business. I'm selling these counterfeits. All I have to do now is find a legitimate product. Thought it would be super, super simple. It was not, as you could guess. And as many of you guys probably know, you're going out there, you're researching these products, and honestly, if you don't have a real direction and a goal when you're researching products, you're just going to research products for hours like I did, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours just wasted, tires spinning, no traction, just looking at products essentially. So I put in those hundreds of hours of frustration to actually figure out how the hell do you find a legitimate product, right? Skipping school to research products and build my e-commerce business, I always tell people I kind of sacrificed my educational career to figure out how to launch e-commerce businesses. And I think my senior year of high school, I ended up missing 97 out of 180 days of school. And again, just sat at home all day, every day, trying to figure out how the hell I was going to launch a successful e-commerce business with these legitimate products. So every secret method I could find, every piece of advice, I was plugging anything I could into my business. I mean, guys, I was crazy at this time. I was like sitting in my room all day, every day, you know, lights off. My parents were freaking out. And I was just saying, like, I'm like a mad scientist in this room all day, every day, just trying to figure out how am I going to make this business work. Tons of mistakes and setbacks along the way. Obviously, I made it eventually, but certainly some mistakes and setbacks. And this is what I'm telling you guys. Like, you don't have to make these mistakes that every single person had to make in this business. Well, right now, it is so easy to start one of these businesses. There's never been more opportunity. There's never been more buyers, and it's just crazy. So tons of mistakes and setbacks along the way, but obviously I figured the stuff out and pushed right through. So I'm going to show you guys here some of the bad products that I've imported and sold over the years. In a second here, I'm actually going to show you what makes a good product versus a bad product, and we're going to do some product research live together. But I do want to show you kind of my mistakes, and hopefully it'll help you to avoid those same mistakes. So the first bad product I had were these patio furniture sets. And the patio furniture sets were great on paper, right? These things, I was making a killing with these things on paper. But they're so heavy that once it comes time to actually ship these things around, it's so expensive to ship a patio furniture set that all your profit gets eaten up in the shipping. So with these products, I ordered 10 of them and sold all 10 and made lots of money doing it. And then two of the patio furniture sets that I sent out actually got damaged in shipping. So all of a sudden, not only did I have to get all these patio furniture sets from my supplier to me, to my customer, but now I had two damaged ones that I had to get back from the customer and get them a new patio furniture set. So to put it simply, any product that is really heavy, bulky, and expensive to ship, let's say over 10 pounds, you're going to have what I call the phantom margin effect. And that basically means that it's going to look like a great product on paper, but once it comes time to actually buy and sell this thing and ship this thing around the world, all of your profit's going to get eaten up in the shipping cost. So again, I would avoid any heavy products. I would avoid products that are over 10 pounds, absolutely, and really try to focus on those lighter products, and especially lighter, durable. You know, I always like to be able to pick up a product and toss around in my hands a little bit, make sure that it's not going to break or anything, right? After that, I went for the lightest thing I could find, right? I was like, man, that was a nightmare with these patio furniture sets. I'm going to find the lightest product I can. So I found these mattress sheets, and again, these looked great on paper. I really didn't even look at these things on paper too much. They looked so good that I just bought 10 of them right off the bat, and got 10 of them. And what I did, as I think I was like 15 at this time, what I did as a 15-year-old to test mattress sheets is opened up the sheets, throw them on the bed, and roll around a little bit. And I was like, yeah, these are sheets. I'm sure of it. So I went and sold 10 of these sheets. And my customers, they were fine at first, but after a few days, I started getting this bad feedback. What was happening with these sheets is that every time a customer washed these things, the colors would just bleed everywhere and ruined everything else in the washer with it. So my big thing with this is I didn't validate the product. A lot of people think that you can test your own samples by just like looking at them or something, right? I don't like that. I like to get samples into the hands of customers so they can tell me if my products live up to their expectations, right? So the key here is don't validate products yourself. Get them out to a customer who can tell you if it meets their expectations or not, because you never know how the customer is going to use that product, right? After that, I went for these Yes We Cannabis shirts, and this was like right around the time Obama was running for office, and we were like, man, how can we fail with this? Yes, we can. Yes, we cannabis. This is perfect. So we didn't even test this thing. We just bought 1,000 right off the bat, and because of my dumb mistake, I still have hundreds of these things in my garage. And anyone in the Tampa, Florida area, feel free to come on by and pick them up because I got tons of these things. So the mistake I made with the Yes We Cannabis shirts was a very, very common one that honestly most entrepreneurs make. If you don't know to look out for this, you're going to make this mistake. And the mistake was I just grew too quickly. I put too much of my capital, too much of my money into inventory, and then I didn't have any money to actually sell the inventory, right? So I went right off the bat and bought 1,000 of these things, right? So I had no money to go sell these things. The correct growth curve and the growth curve that we give to our customers and our clients and the people we work with now, the growth curve that I use in every single one of my e-commerce businesses is this one right here. And it's a counterintuitive one because counterintuitively, the quickest way to grow this business is to grow slow. So I recommend starting with 5 to 10 samples. That's what I do. Get those samples out to customers, and then once you know those samples are up to those customer expectations, well, put your second order in. And your second order is going to be anywhere from 50 to 100 products. And then once that one goes well, then go to 100 to 250 products. And from there, the sky's the limit, right? Then you can do your 1,000, your 2,000, whatever you want. But you really have to scale this business up slow like that. Counterintuitively, the quickest way to grow this business is to grow slow. So once again, I really recommend this is the growth curve I would recommend for you, recommend for pretty much anyone starting in this business. Start with 5 to 10 sample products. Once those are validated, once you know customers love those, get 50 to 100 units of the product, and then 100 to 250, and the sky's the limit. But you really want to grow slow. That's going to limit your downside and maximize your upside. So eventually success started to happen, and luckily, because I was running out of counterfeit money at this time, so success started to happen. And it was very interesting because, I had lots of frustration, honestly, trying to find great products, but I just wasn't finding great products. And then eventually, once I found that first good product, everything just kind of clicked from there. And from there on out, I could just go and really find these products very, very quickly. And that's what we see with a lot of our clients, a lot of people I work with. And that's what I think is going to happen with you as well. Don't be afraid. You're going to have to spend a couple hours on product research, product selection. eventually things are just going to click for you after a couple hours. And from that point forward, it's like riding a bike. From that point forward, you really have a good gauge, a good gut instinct on what makes a good product and what makes a bad product. But let me show you some of the first successful products that I had. And you'll see here that I sold tons of different products. And eventually, well, I'll tell you in a second about that. So the first good product I had was this one right here, this motivational pillow. This was great because they were super light, super cheap to ship these things around, and super cheap to come up with different product variations, right? If I wanted to come up with a different product, all I had to do was print a different quote on the pillow. So great product, had fun with it, and made good money with it. Excuse me. From there, I went to these decorative knives and Damascus steel swords and samurai swords and all this crazy stuff. Sold this when I was like 16, 17. Not sure how I didn't lose a finger at that age selling these knives and swords and things like that. But had lots of fun with it and made lots of money doing it. So that was a good product for us as well. This was also a great product, these LED light bulbs. These were so great because when the LED light bulb first came out, people were just buying these suckers, right? It wasn't like you had to go advertise, hey, I have LED light bulbs. People were just buying these things because LED light bulbs were the new hot thing. So I always tell people, you know, look for these trends because the trend is your friend. And these LED light bulbs were certainly a trend that we profited from greatly. And then after that, I found, and there were a bunch of other, you know, random products throughout there. But after a while, I found this product right here, and this is an electric airsoft rifle. And I call this kind of changed my whole perspective on how you should launch a business like this. Because what happened, again, I was selling all sorts of different products here, unrelated products, right? And eventually what happened was I started selling this airsoft gun. And every time I sold this airsoft gun, something different was happening every time I sold this, right? When I sold any of these other products, my customer bought it, they were happy, I made money, everyone, you know, life went on. These electric airsoft rifles were a little bit different, though, because every time I sold these, I would have the customer reaching out to me for more and more accessories, right? They would say, hey, let me get some BBs, let me get a vest, let me get a mask, let me get a sidearm, right? All these different accessories that they wanted. And obviously, when your customers are emailing you and saying, hey, let me give you more money, I happily obliged. So I went out and I found all these different products that people were asking for, and really naturally, within 3 to 6 months, I had a full-fledged airsoft brand. I think we had, you know, 20 to 25 different rifles and sidearms and things like that, over 40 different accessories in our brand. So it was really interesting because, you know, I was selling all these random products, but once I found this product, it just became such a high priority that I kind of dropped off all these other products and just built out that airsoft business. And this is a great thing. Again, most people don't realize that this is how these businesses are built. You're going to sell a lot of different random products, but eventually you're going to find what I call a beachhead product. This is your beachhead product. This is what's going to allow you to invade the marketplace and develop a brand based on that product, right? So again, I was selling these things and people were emailing me, BBs, vests, masks, sidearm, let me give you more money. And obviously it just really naturally became a really big competitive brand in the airsoft space. So some stats from my teenage e-commerce years. That was up to the age of 17 right there. So some stats from my teenage e-commerce years. Counterfeits made about 60 grand a year in profit on the counterfeits. I would not recommend anybody here even look at counterfeits. Not only are counterfeits illegal and not a business, it is a hustle, but it is also just not very lucrative anymore. You know, back in the early 2000s, you could sell counterfeits. Nowadays, it is almost impossible. So I would really recommend not even looking at counterfeits. But again, I do want to be honest and kind of tell you how my journey in this industry happened. From the counterfeits, after I got that cease and desist, I went on to that first legitimate product, and it did take me a good month or two to find a legitimate product. I had lots of bad products along the way, but once I figured out how to find those great products, I found that pillow really quickly, motivational pillows, made 27 grand a year in profit on the pillows. This knives and swords, samurai swords, all that fun stuff, made just north of 50 grand a year in profit on those. My third legitimate product was the airsoft rifle. Again, after I found the airsoft rifle, I stopped selling everything else and just built out that airsoft brand. And that business was really good for us, only around for a year or two. I'll tell you in a second how that business got shut down. but just under 200 grand a year in profit on that. And as you can imagine, as a 17, 18-year-old, that is very good, and that is why I did not need to go to college and was able to become an entrepreneur. So again, I think this business model is just so near and dear to my heart, because if I did not figure out how to make this work, I would have had to get a job and go to college, and I am just not a fan of either of those things. So, and the other thing you guys will notice too, there's nothing related between these markets, right? I was selling pillows to teenage girls and airsoft guns to teenage boys and knives and swords to 30-plus-year-old men, right? So these markets were completely unrelated. A lot of you right now, and let me know in the question box if this is you. A lot of people probably think that finding a good product is your main problem. Give me a 1 in the question box if you think that your main problem, the main thing that's holding you back in this business, is not being able to find great products to go out there and sell. Let me know in the question box. So I see, yeah, 1, 1, 1, yes, tons of people. Ryan, Ruben, Sasha, Martins, Tanya, yeah, so tons of people. And guys, that's how I thought first. When I first got started in this business, I was like, man, just show me a good product and I'm going to be successful. Because I think a lot of people here, you guys know that you can be successful with this, but you just don't know, you don't have the clarity and the confidence of what to do next, right? What's the first step? What's the second step? What's the third step? So what I'm going to show you here today is this step-by-step system to turn a product into a successful e-commerce brand, right? Because the truth of the matter is, the product is not the problem. The process is the problem. Most people think that the product will solve all their problems. It will not, because I can give you guys great products to sell. If you don't have the process, if you don't have the step-by-step system, if you're not baby stepping through that step-by-step system, then you will not be able to be successful with that product. On the flip side, any e-commerce entrepreneur can take a product and turn it into a successful e-commerce brand. So I want to teach you guys how to be successful e-commerce entrepreneurs, not just get some product up on Amazon, but really build a business out of this thing that you can go out there, be proud of, make money on, and perhaps one day sell. That's what this is all about. And again, tons of different products, different markets. It really is, the process is the key to building a successful brand out of any product. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. So I got 1 or 2 more slides, and then we'll jump right into the nitty-gritty of the step-by-step process, actually start taking some action together. The way my airsoft business got shut down was in 2007. China actually banned the export of weapon lookalikes, and I think they still have this ban in place to this day. So essentially, China, and this is extremely rare, right? This is super rare that this happens, but China essentially shut down my business at the swipe of a pen. And I could have went out and continued in e-commerce, but I did take a break for a year or two after making all this money, and then came back into the market just a few years ago. So yeah, did all sorts of fun stuff. I did other businesses, things like that. But we made lots of money on the first e-commerce business, on the side projects. So in 2010, we went out and bought our first business. We actually acquired a business. And this business was an e-commerce business. We paid that business at the time did about $2 million a year. Fast forward to today, we've grown that company to about $20 million a year. We have 42 full-time staff, I believe, and it is just rocking and rolling. Again, we never expected e-commerce to be blowing up the way it is right now. And anyone who has anything to do with e-commerce is just experiencing just a torrential downpour of growth. So it's really great. And so we got lucky. We bought this company in 2010 and pretty much rode the e-commerce revolution, but still going. Again, this year it's expected to double again. So we're expecting more growth in this company and more products, more brands. Right now we have about 1,400 different products from 13, 14 different brands. We have 4 brands that we actually import and distribute in North America, and then we have 10 brands that we actually manufacture, private label brands that are our brands. So we kind of do all sorts of different forms of e-commerce, and it is just rocking and rolling. Honestly, everything is growing right now. We just became the largest professional organic beauty distributor in North America, so that was a cool little award to get. And people always ask, can I see some of the products you're selling now? Absolutely. I would love to show off some products. So this is a line called Simply Organic. It's an olive leaf extract-based brand. Again, I sell mostly in the beauty space now, specifically to professional hair salons and things like that. Lots of organic hair care products, beauty products, things like that. So this is one of our flagship brands called Simply Organic. This is a good one. Owe, this is one of our brands that we actually import from Italy and distribute exclusively in North America. So this is one of our flagship brands here. As you can see, I love the packaging on this one. Lumilis, this is our skincare line, our private label skincare line. So this is, again, what we do at our company is we try to get these customers buying these flagship brands really common, or really frequently, I should say. And then we'll sprinkle in our private label brands to really maximize the profit, right? Because all the profit is in the private label brands. And that's what I'm going to show you how to build here today. So tons more pictures. I can show you all sorts of different, products, marketing, all sorts of fun stuff. So that's what we're really doing here in our company. But my goal here today is not to show you my stuff. I want to get you from where you're at now, which is, again, probably a little confused. I think most people here know that they can be successful. The frustrating thing is that you don't know which direction to run to, right? And I think if I give you a really clear roadmap today and do some Q&A and really get clear on what the step-by-step process is, I think every single person here can be a successful e-commerce entrepreneur. You just don't have the clarity to go out there and confidently take lots of action, right? So my goal here today is to really give you a clear roadmap and a proven roadmap that's been used thousands of times before to get you from a little bit confused and a little bit unclear to understanding how you can roll out a brand like this one, right? I want you guys to be able to roll out a 5 to 7 product line under a brand. And this is really where the money's at, right? You can make money on each one of these products. You can just sell products if you want. But I want to show you today how to turn one product into a successful brand. And that's what today's going to be all about. So, guys, we are going to get started here. Oh, and I got one more slide here. Yeah, so we obviously have StartupBros as well. So we spend a lot of time in StartupBros. Like, we take 30 clients to China twice a year. So we're about to do this again in April. Here's a picture of us last time. We took a bunch of clients to China. It's a factory here. So we have tons of fun just teaching people how to build these businesses now as well, right? Here's a 500-person conference we did in Orlando at the Ritz-Carlton called the Import Empire Summit. And this was a huge conference. We had 500 of the best e-commerce sellers from all around the world. And this is how we find out, like, how are we going to grow our e-commerce business? Well, let's go bring the best in the world to one event and get all the knowledge from them and just apply these things in our business, right? So it's been absolutely great. It's really been crazy to the point where now we got Damon John coming out to our events and things like that just to see what people are talking about. Again, the movers and shakers of the industry are kind of in the StartupBros community. So fun stuff, guys. I'm going to show you here. That's the end of my spiel about myself. I'm going to show you how you can use this proven system to actually launch this business for yourself. So let's get into it. I am going to grab a drink of water here really quickly. Steve, how are we doing in the question box? I'm sure I see you answering lots of questions. Are these guys enjoying themselves so far?
Absolutely. They're keeping me busy in here. Yvonne just said, I'm so excited he's answering all my questions without asking. And I want to say, Yvonne, you just wait. Get out your pen and paper because he's about to dive into the material. I had one here. Kirk said, why reveal all this information for free? I know I have my sentiments on that, Will, if you wanted to address it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way we actually grow our e-commerce business now is through this, right? Through networking with other e-commerce entrepreneurs. Like, I'm not at the e-commerce office day to day anymore because it's such a big company. So now I find really cool e-commerce growth models and marketing methods, and I basically find out what's working for other e-commerce businesses. I break that down into a step-by-step strategy, and I get that over to my team to actually build it in our company. So we actually make a ton of money off of doing events like this because we learn so much from other e-commerce sellers that it grows our business, our e-commerce business, by millions of dollars, right? So it's actually, half for selfish reasons. We really want to build a network of the best e-commerce entrepreneurs in the world so that we can share what's working with each other and grow each other's businesses, right? Everybody wins. So that is basically why. And Steve, I'm sure you are drowning in questions over there. Actually, not too bad. So, guys, keep the questions coming to Steve. We will be doing a Q&A at the end as well. And we'll probably do a few more questions here as I jump off to drink water and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get started. So, now you know. Oh, bad I got my Amazon Alexa freaking out on me. So now you've heard kind of how I got started in this business. Pretty much stumbled my way into it with very little guidance. Now I'm going to give you guys the actual growth plan. I'm going to break down all the mistakes I've made, all the mistakes I've seen clients make and other e-commerce businesses make. And I'm just going to show you guys a really proven, battle-tested growth plan to build this business from scratch. And it's a very simple business, guys. Again, keep the questions coming because we are going to knock most of them out. So why are private label and FBA so hot right now? That's the first thing we got to talk about. We kind of talked about it a little bit already, but I want to talk about the actual mechanics of this. All right, what has changed in e-commerce in the past few years that has turned it into one of the fastest growing business models of all time? I think that's really important to look at. So first things first, Amazon is drowning in customers right now. They have too many buyers, not enough sellers. Most people, and I hear this in every single business I've ever been in, new entrepreneurs like to make mistakes or excuses for themselves. And one of the main excuses I see new entrepreneurs make for themselves to avoid taking action is there's too much competition. I'm just too late to the game, right? Well, guys, I am here to squash that myth here because Amazon is literally drowning in customers right now. They are desperate for new third-party sellers like yourselves. They are just desperate for new sellers to enter the market. So it is just an incredibly lucrative place to sell right now on Amazon. To give you an idea, I want to give you guys some actual number breakdowns to show you how crazy Amazon's growth is right now. So Amazon in December 2015 alone, and keep in mind we don't have the 2016 data yet, but in December of 2015, Amazon added 23 million new Amazon Prime subscribers, right? So this doesn't mean that Amazon had, 23 million first-time customers or something. This is 23 million people who are now paying $99 per year for the privilege of being a regular customer of Amazon's, right? So if Amazon added 23 million new regular customers in December alone, how many new sellers do you think entered the market in December of 2015? Maybe like 2,300 max. Like if we really want to get crazy, we can say 23,000, but I promise you that's not true. Well, guys, look at this number right here. If 23,000, even in our crazy, unrealistic estimate here, if 23,000 new sellers entered the market in December of 2015 and 23 million new customers entered the market, that means that there's 10,000 times more customers entering the market right now than sellers. I want to repeat that because it is so crazy. There are 10,000 times more customers entering the market right now than sellers. So you just have an incredibly lucrative opportunity here, and it shows no signs of slowing down, guys. Amazon is expected to double in size once again this year. So it's just crazy the amount of buyers that are entering these markets. And this is why every single retail store is going out of business. Circuit City, Best Buy, Radio Shack, these are all gone or on the way out because of this, because all the money is going online right now. And the next Macy's, the next JCPenney's, the next Circuit City, they're being made online right now from people like you. So get out there and take action while this imbalance still exists, because this is crazy. Cool. Let me get the ink off this. So that is that one. It's also become extremely cheap to start a business like this, right? Back in the day, it was so expensive to start a business like this because suppliers weren't online, right? In 2003, if I wanted to find a supplier, and I had to do this, I had to fly to China and get a translator and literally start knocking on doors. So it's absolutely crazy how easy it is to actually find and negotiate with suppliers now. Back in the day, you didn't even have English-speaking agents at these suppliers. Nowadays, every single supplier in the world is on Alibaba waiting with an agent, English-speaking agent to take your order right now. So it's just become so extremely cheap to start this business. Most people think you need just a massive amount of money to get started in this business. What I recommend is actually $250. I think $250 is a great place to start in this business. And it really doesn't matter how much money you have to start, right? It doesn't matter if you have $250 or $250,000. It really doesn't matter because no matter what, you're going to be buying 5 to 10 samples, right? And that's generally going to cost somewhere between $35 and $175, right? So it does not matter if you have 250,000 or 250, you're still going to spend this much money. So again, it does not matter how much money you have, how much money you don't have. You need a couple $100 to get started in this business, and that's it. Most people think you need just an extremely large amount of money. And honestly, the only people I see that really screw this business up are people who have thousands of dollars and they want to spend it, because there's lots of Chinese suppliers out there that will happily take that order. But again, if you're actually growing this business the way you're supposed to, your first sample order is going to cost $35 to $175. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. Put it in the bank and take out $35 to $175. So again, I recommend starting with $250. This just makes sure that you can try 2 different samples of 2 different products, and that is what I recommend there. And perhaps the biggest change of all is that you no longer have to hold or even touch your inventory, right? FBA, for anyone who doesn't know what FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And fulfillment services like FBA are basically, for anyone who doesn't know what a fulfillment service is, a fulfillment center is essentially a warehouse that will act as your warehouse. So you can ship all your product to them, they'll store the product for you, and whenever you make a sale, the fulfillment center is going to send it out to the customer for you, right? So that's what a fulfillment center is. And Amazon started FBA in 2008 and just changed the world forever, honestly, especially the e-commerce world. Because now you no longer have to hold or even touch your inventory, right? Amazon FBA has made this business, amazingly enough, has made this selling physical products online one of the most physical businesses of all. It's almost a digital business now, because once you have your supply chain set up, once you have your product going from your supplier to FBA, well, you're good to go at that point. You don't even have to look at your inventory, touch your inventory. All you have to do is watch the inventory number go up and down. So it's absolutely amazing because, guys, back when I started in this business, yeah, lots of fun to sell hundreds of airsoft products. Not as much fun to actually send out hundreds of airsoft products, right, to ship these things out. I had boxes stored all around my house, my parents' house. So completely different business now because you don't even have to touch your inventory. And this also makes this business incredible for international sellers. If you're outside of the U.S., you can sell into the U.S. the same exact way someone in the U.S. does, right? It does not matter because, guys, your supply chain is just, again, you have your supplier over here, and this is where your product's at. Maybe this is in China, maybe it's in Florida, maybe it's in India. It doesn't matter where your product or your supplier is at. Basically, you just need to get it to a fulfillment center, right? And that's it. And there's some stuff that has to happen in the middle there. But again, all you're doing is getting product from your supplier to the fulfillment center. So if this is in USA, again, it doesn't matter if you're in Cambodia, if you're in Guatemala, if you're up here vacationing on the moon, it doesn't matter because this business works no matter what. Once you have your supply chain set up, does not matter where you're at in the world, the product is going to move from your supplier to your fulfillment center to your customer, and it's as simple as that. So as you can see, this business has really been revolutionized over the past 5-6 years, and these things have, again, created one of the fastest growing business models in human history, so just fascinating to watch. All right, guys, so we're going to get into the actual step-by-step system here now. I want you to keep in mind as we go through this, baby steps. Don't go too fast. Don't jump off the webinar early and start taking action. I'm going to give you the entire puzzle here today, right? I'm not leaving anything out. So stick around, take action as we go, and don't go too fast, because the only way you can screw this business up really is if you jump too far forward in the process and you don't know what pitfalls to look out for. So again, baby steps, don't go too fast here. Just follow the step-by-step process. It's been very tested and proven. And on the flip side, overthinking is not a requirement, right? A lot of the people on this call right now are probably going to take lots of notes but not take any action. I'd rather you take action than take notes, honestly. So overthinking this thing is not a requirement. You guys are looking at one of the fastest growing business models in the history of humanity, and it shows no signs of slowing down. So again, don't overthink this stuff. I'm going to give you a tried, tested, and true system to build this business from scratch. Don't overthink it. Take action and change your life, because that's what this webinar is all about, isn't it? Cool. So let's get into it, guys. I made this as a New Year's to-do list. I know a lot of people, even though we are, a little bit past New Year's now, I know a lot of people are still in that New Year's rush, right? Or hopefully you are, because I always feel so motivated after the new year to get out there and take action, not take notes, take action, right? So I kind of laid this out as a New Year's to-do list that you can easily just go through, knock out. The strategy I'm going to give you today, guys, is based around a 9-week launch plan, right? So the whole idea here is that you can launch a successful e-commerce business in under 9 weeks using this exact plan that has been used thousands of times before to launch other e-commerce businesses. So we know it works. We're very excited to show you. So let's get into it. First things first, we're going to find a killer product. I'm actually going to give you guys a really cool tool that I've created called my Product Research Workbook. This is going to be a great tool to really streamline and focus your product research so you can laser target the best product to start your business with. So we're going to go through and do some live product research with that here today. We're going to find a killer product together, and this is going to be something hopefully that I actually build a business out of. So you guys are going to be seeing an actual business being built here today, and that's how I want to show you guys. Like, I'm not leaving anything out. We're going to build this sucker together right now here today. I'd love to see you actually follow along and do it as well. Once we find that killer product, we're going to source that product. We're going to find a supplier. I'll teach you how to actually look for suppliers, how to vet suppliers, all that fun stuff. Once we actually find a supplier that we like, we're going to negotiate with that supplier. I'll give you guys some negotiation scripts that you can just copy and paste in your negotiations with your suppliers. And that'll show you all sorts of fun stuff, how to get your prices down, stuff like that. I'll also talk about how to actually order and ship samples because it is a very simple process that people really overthink. So I'll show you exactly how to do that. Once we get those samples, I'll show you how to test them, how to validate your samples, how to know if you should move forward with the product or not. And once we decide to move forward, I'll also talk about how to sell your product, how to scale up your success, because, again, anyone can sell a product on Amazon. I want to teach you guys not only how to sell a product on Amazon, but also give you a roadmap to turn that one product into a successful business. So I'll teach you how to scale up your success and turn that one product into a successful business. Cool. So let's get into it, guys. Finding a killer product. First things first, we got to know what makes a good product versus a bad product, right? So good products tend to be small, light, and simple to ship. Like I said, I like to know I can pick up this product, toss it around in my hands a little bit, and know that it's not going to break, know that it's not too heavy, anything like that. So that is the shipping aspect of it. Small, light, simple to ship. You want to look for products that are selling to the customer between $15 and $100. This is what we call our startup sweet spot. You can sell products from outside this range and be successful, but if you're just starting with this business and you want to give yourself the best chance of success, start with a product that sells between $15 and $100 to the end customer. That's our startup sweet spot for sell price. And the reason that is the startup sweet spot, on the low end, $15, your shipping costs aren't going to destroy your profit margins, right? If I'm selling if I'm selling a pair of sunglasses for $10 and I got those sunglasses for $5, well, it's going to cost me $5-6 to ship those suckers out anyways, right? So again, any product that sells for less than $15 is typically not going to be very profitable because you got to pay for shipping. So look for products that sell for over $15, and you want to look for products that sell for under $100 as well. Why? Because it doesn't require a massive amount of buying power to get started, right? If you're buying 5 sample units of a $250 product, well, that's a really significant investment. But, to buy 5 sample units of a $100 product, that's much more doable. So, again, you want to make sure your products are selling between $15 and $100. That's the startup sweet spot for sell price, and that'll really help you to build this thing right off the bat. Obviously, good margins are a massive part of this. So good margins are really the foundation of each product and really your business as a whole. So margins are very important, and I'm going to give you a way to really simplify this as well because I know margins really confused me when I first got started as an entrepreneur. So the minimum sale price and where you're probably going to end up when you're first starting out is a 50% margin, right? A 50% margin is essentially 2 times the cost of the product, right? So if I'm buying a product for $10 and I'm selling it for $20, well, that would be a 50% margin, right? And that's really the minimum. Again, we want to make sure we have at least a 50% margin on our products. Now, what you really want to look for in the long run and what your products will probably turn into as you grow is a 67% margin. And a 67% margin, much better. You can just grow your business so much quicker this way. And yeah, 67% margin is 3 times your cost. So if I'm buying a product for $10 and selling it for $30, that would be a 67% margin. And again, that's where we want to aim, but keep in mind that when you're first starting out, most of the products you find will fall in the closer to the 50% range. So if that's what makes a good product, what makes a bad product? Well, bad products tend to be pretty much the exact opposite. So bad products tend to be heavy, bulky, hard to ship, patio furniture sets. Dumbbells are a great example, right? Really cheap to make a 10-pound weight, really expensive to send a bunch of 10-pound weights from China to the United States, right? So any product that's going to be really heavy and expensive to ship, you probably want to avoid because it is going to cost a fortune to ship. You also want to avoid technically complex products that require, precision engineering. Honestly, the more moving parts your product has, the worse. You want to find products with few moving parts, if any. The ideal is that it has no moving parts, right? So you want to avoid moving parts, essentially. You want to avoid technical complexity and things like that. You also want to avoid markets with a lot of brand loyalty. If your next big thing is to sell a new form of toothpaste or something, right? Well, it's going to be real expensive to compete against Crest and Colgate and all the established toothpaste makers. Oops. Sorry about that. So we also want to avoid markets with lots of brand loyalty. Trademark goods we're obviously going to avoid. We don't want to be selling counterfeits, so don't sell counterfeits. That goes without saying. You also want to avoid highly regulated goods. If your next big idea is to start selling shoulder-fired missile launchers, well, that's a bad idea because you're going to have a lot of headaches there. So avoid highly regulated products as well. Cool. So guys, we are at the point of today's presentation where I give you an extra special gift here. This is my product research workbook, and it's something I've been developing really for at least 10 years now, I think a little bit longer. And it's basically because, guys, when I first started in this business, there was no one to help me, right? I just had to go out there and figure it out. So I spent hundreds of hours on Amazon just looking at random products with no rhyme or reason. And what I would essentially do is go look at every single product on Amazon. I would look at the best sellers list and all these different things, but I wouldn't have any goal. I wouldn't know how to move forward in the process. So I was essentially just looking at products all day, every day with no goal, no rhyme, no reason. Eventually, I drove myself crazy, and I said, all right, I gotta figure out what I'm actually looking for in a product so I can simplify my process and develop a system that just laser targets the best possible products for me. And that's how I started developing this product research workbook. Fast forward 10, 15 years, this thing has been really improved many, many times over again. We have lots of cool little formulas and things like that that do so much of the work for you. And I'm very excited to get it to you today. So, guys, if you go to startupbros.com/workbook, and I'm sure, yeah, it looks like Steve just popped that in the question box as well. So you can click in the question box, or you can just go to the browser and go to startupbros.com/workbook. Let me bring this up as well so we can do some research together here today. So again, startupbros.com/workbook is where we're going to go. And guys, if you are not paying attention for any reason, if you have fallen into the distraction zone, pull yourself out for just a minute here. I'm going to show you exactly how to use this spreadsheet, and I'm not going back over this. So if you're not paying attention right now, you are not going to know what's going on. So there's 2 places that we need to look for to get this data, right? Basically, all we're filling out right now is the round 1 product analysis. This is what's going to show us if products are good or bad. So that's that, round 1 product analysis. There's 2 places that I actually get data from, right? There's 2 places that I'm actually going to look to do product research. One of those is Amazon, and one of those is Alibaba. Now, Amazon, Alibaba. Alibaba, we're going to be able to just look at and get the information we need. There's nothing special here. We're just going to look for products and get the information, right? Amazon's a little bit different. You do need a piece of software. You need a download to actually use the product research workbook properly. Now, there's 2 tools you can use, and they're listed right here. Again, if you're looking at my screen, right here you can see those 2 tools. So we're going on Amazon, but we're using one of these two tools to actually do the research, right? Either Jungle Scout or Unicorn Smasher. Now, Unicorn Smasher is a free version of Jungle Scout, essentially, and it's pretty good. Nothing against it or anything. So, again, that's Unicorn Smasher, and that is the free version. And I'll show you what this does in just a second. Now, the version that I'm going to be using today and the version that I usually use is this one right here. It's called Jungle Scout, and this one is not free. I do have a discount for you if you want. Just go to startupbros.com/Jungle Scout. But honestly, if you're just getting started in this business, you're probably good to start with Unicorn Smasher. Once you have products up and selling and you're making money, then you can upgrade to Jungle Scout. But for now, Unicorn Smasher, Jungle Scout, either one of those is fine. And to show you what those do, they're called browser extensions, right? So these are things that tie into your internet browser and essentially extend the functionality of your browser, right? So let's say I'm looking for pens on Amazon. What Jungle Scout and Unicorn Smasher do is, if I go up here now and click this button, well, now it's going to go through and pull all this different information from all these different listings that came up, right? So I can search for any term on Amazon and pull all the information from all the search results and also get the averages of those listings, right? So that's what I'm really interested here in, is these average numbers, because these average numbers basically tell us how this market is. How's the market for pens? Well, here's the numbers and the data to represent that. So that's how we use these tools, and I suppose that's it. So guys, let's jump in and actually do some product research together here live today. Again, I really want to find some good products here, so I might have a couple ideas I'll throw in. We're gonna try to do 3 to 5, and we will see. Mandana is very, very passionate about the smart lock. I have that on here. Honestly, I'll look at smart locks, but again, I don't like products with moving parts. So that seems like a moving part, but I will definitely check that out for you. Let's see, yoga balls, leather bracelets. I really want to find some products that are unique and newer, right? So like wood wall clock, that one's a little bit better. I could probably look that one up. So like wooden wall clock, that's definitely a good one. Relatively new, don't see many of those, and it's an actual product, right? Like for instance, Ricky, give me something a little bit more specific than leather bracelets, right? Because there's like millions of leather bracelets. Which leather bracelet are we selling? All right, let's see. Someone said aluminum phone cases. We can check that out. Someone said crazy straws. That's an interesting one. We can try that one as well. I do want to make sure, too, I'm going to put one in here that I have been looking at. So, again, I might move forward with this today. There's a couple here that I really, really like. I'm going to do the bath bomb market, though, because this is one that I think our company is actually going to move forward with. So I'm going to look at the bath bomb market here today as well. And I've done some research on that market before, but I do want to show you guys how it works. So that is our 5 products for us today. Let's go through and get started, because I know, what time is it? We're making pretty good time, but we're about 10 minutes behind schedule right now. So I'm going to speed up here. Let's do some product research, and let's do it. So smart lock is the first thing we're going to look for. Again, so the first thing I do when I'm looking for products on Amazon is, or when I'm researching products, I should say, is I go to Amazon first, and I just search for the keyword, right? So smart lock is the keyword. And now I'm going to go through and look at all these different smart locks, right? And essentially what you need to do here is look at this market, decide if it's something you want to sell or not, and then if it is, do the analysis on it. Now, Mandana, I am sorry to disappoint. I am not a fan of this market because this is a moving part, electronics. I'm not a fan of this product because I think you're going to have a lot of headaches here. But to give you an idea, if you did want to, like, I think the Switchmate is an interesting one. I think this one is an interesting one. You don't want to sell, like, you can't sell August smart locks, right? You can't sell these really high-end electronics. So you got to go with something like this. And I think you can definitely do that. So let's say, like, I wanted this Sesame smart lock, right? Let's go see what kind of smart locks we have on Alibaba. And you can see a few different ones here. And you can actually see that there are some smart locks directly from Alibaba that are selling on Amazon right now. So like this one right here is selling, it looks like Samsung has even private labeled this one, selling for $4.50 a pop. So interesting stuff there. But again, I want to try to find one of these simpler ones like this, and I don't see many of them. So yeah, again, I'm not a fan of this market, honestly. Like if it was me, I wouldn't do this market because it's electronic and it's got lots of moving parts. And you got like manual installation. So I'm not a huge fan of this product, honestly. If you have more questions about that, Mandana, because I know you've been on several sessions trying to make us look at the smart locks. So sorry that was not a good one. Let's move on to the next one, though, is a wooden wall clock. And let's look at that. Cool. So we got all sorts of wooden wall clocks here, right? And these markets are interesting because there's so many different styles of this product, right? So what I'm going to do is actually go over to Alibaba, search for the same thing again, wood clock. And what I'm going to do here is essentially go through and try to find what I call an exact match product. I want to find some product on Amazon that I can find the exact same product selling on Alibaba. I know that supplier is doing it. So like this one right here, for instance, is, log in here. Like this product right here is an exact match product, right? You see this one, almost the exact same product as this one right here. So you can say almost without a shadow of a doubt that the manufacturer of this product on Amazon is this supplier right here. So that's what I'm talking about when I say an exact match product, right? And so it looks like we can find some products to match this market. So I like that. Let's go ahead and do the research on this market then. So I have wooden wall clock in Amazon right now. All I'm doing, guys, is clicking Jungle Scout. Unicorn Smasher, Jungle Scout, does not matter. If you're using Jungle Scout, the averages will be at the top here. If you're using Unicorn Smasher, the averages will be at the bottom. Okay, keep that in mind. So all we're going to do here, guys, is do the research. It's really that easy. So wooden wall clock here, we see the categories right here, home and kitchen. By far and above, home and kitchen is the most popular one. So I'm going to put home and kitchen in the category. The average price is right here, $48.52. Cool. The average BSR is the same thing as the average sales rank. Okay, so BSR stands for sales rank. So the average sales rank for this product is 239,615, and we're just going to put that in. So 239,615. Average number of reviews is right here, 132. And that's all the data we need from Amazon. So let's go over to Alibaba now and actually see what we could get this product for. Now, again, I always like to find an exact match product. I like to basically find a product that I would like to sell on this page, right? So what's a product that I think is going to do pretty well, or a product that's already doing pretty well on this page? So like this is one, but it doesn't have a price. So I'm gonna keep looking. Got some interesting ones here. This one right here is interesting as well. This one's a little expensive though, so probably don't want to do that one. But essentially, I'm just looking for a good product to sell into this search term, right? That's all we're really doing here. Here's another one, handmade wooden clock. So that's a nice one, good price on that. So I like that one. I'll look at a couple others though. Here's another one. Looks like $280 to $350 a piece. Let's see what else we have here. $3 to $7 a piece. So I'm basically just looking through a bunch of the different products that I could buy to actually sell into this market and looking at the price. It looks like you know, $3.50, $4 is a good range to actually buy these clocks for. This one's $370, and this is a nice one. So I'm gonna take $375, let's say, right? That's a good estimate. I like to take a high-end estimate and make sure that my everything's conservative, really. So let's even go $4, right? So cool stuff there. The MOQ on this, it looks like most people will sell 50 to 100 units of this. I'm looking at the MOQ right here. I'll actually talk to you guys in the negotiation segment about how to negotiate the MOQ down. So don't be intimidated by a high MOQ number. But I basically want to know how many pieces do these suppliers generally like to sell. And it looks like 50 to 100 pieces is a good range, so I'm just going to put 100 pieces down there. And that's it for the wooden wall clock. I do not look at the results. I do not look at the results yet because that's a waste of time at this point. What this spreadsheet's all about is helping you to look at 5 different opportunities and find the best opportunity. So you don't want to look at the results column every single time you research a product. You want to go through and fill out the data for 5 or 6 different products and then compare the results against each other. So keep that in mind. Next product we're going to do is the aluminum phone case. Again, I always start in Amazon. The aluminum phone case. And I see lots of different ones here. Lots of different ones here. And it looks like a decent market. Doesn't look like a great market, but yeah, it looks decent. So let's do the research on it. We're going to go ahead and do the Jungle Scout analysis on the aluminum phone case. And Jungle Scout's going to pull all that data for us, do all sorts of crazy analytics and data crunching. Looks like cell phones and accessories is the main category here. The average price is $16.99. The average sales rank is 25822. The average number of reviews is 395, and that's it for the Amazon data, right? That's it. Now Alibaba we want to go look at. So again, I'm going to bring up this exact same search term on Alibaba. And what we're basically going to do here, again, is try to find a product that we would like to sell into this market. What would sell well here? So I already see a couple good products here. Like this is a cool one. You know, some of these are bumpers, so it looks like we're doing cases and not bumpers. So I'm going to look for cases. This one looks nice. Obviously, this is a very extreme one. This one right here looks nice. I kind of like that one. It's similar to this, but yeah, I kind of like that one as well. You can actually see here, like here is this product right here. Here's this exact same product. It looks like if you guys look at this right now, this Amazon seller actually just used the picture from their supplier, right? It says 9:50 p.m. on the clock. Well, it says 9:50 p.m. on the clock here too. So really amazing. I mean, this market is just blowing up so much to the point where a lot of people don't even take pictures of their product. They're just selling them. So a couple different products here. I kind of like this one the most, and this is $7.69 a piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and put $7.69 for 10 pieces, and that's it. Next one I have here is Crazy Straws. Let's go look at Crazy Straws. Crazy Straws, maybe a crazy market. Cool. So a ton of different products here. I will say that again, guys, you can save so much time in starting this business if you just know what to look for. This product sells below the startup sweet spot, so this will not be a successful product. You cannot build a business with this product because it sells for such a low price. So this is under the startup sweet spot of $5 or $15, and because of that, I am going to skip it. Now, bath bombs are a market that I'm actually looking at going into here. Bath bombs, just an incredible market to be in. So again, like if anyone came here today just to find out a good product to sell, well, bath bombs are a killer market right now. So there you go. But so bath bombs, let's go look at bath bombs and the market for them. Obviously, most of these are going to be in the beauty category. The average price will come up here in just a moment. So let us see it. $17.01. $17.01. The average sales rank here is 14,309. The average number of reviews is 258, and that is it for our Amazon data. Now we're going to go over to Alibaba and look for bath bombs. At this point, we're going to go look for that exact match again, right? So looking through all these different bath bombs, here's a nice one, right? So I'm looking for an exact match product or a product that I would really like to sell into this market, right? And like this one right here is a really good one. You know, 50 to 95 cents a set. Nice box and everything, and you can tell that they've, you know, done some high-end manufacturing for other brands. So I'd like to see that. I think this manufacturer is probably making this product. This manufacturer is probably making this product. And obviously this manufacturer is making this product. So again, guys, if anyone, because people always ask too, like, how do I private label a product? Well, like, this person is private labeling this product, right? So all they did was reached out to him and said, hey, instead of putting that bathtub there, put my bathtub there and my logo. And now you're private labeling, right? So that's how easy it is. And as we can see, this supplier is, selling tons of these things. So so I'm going to base my information on this supplier then. Looks like 95 cents a set and an MOQ of 1,000 sets. So guys, that's product research. That's it. Again, people think this stuff is very, very difficult. That's just how simple it can be. So we researched 5 products here today. Let me show you how to actually, oops, and it looks like I put some of this in the wrong area. So let me go through here and actually kind of show you exactly what we're going to do with all this data, right? And crazy straws we did not end up doing. We'll just leave it there, though. So we did 5 products here today. 2 of them, the crazy straw and the smart lock, were just not good for, good product versus bad product reasons. The smart lock was too complex. It had moving parts. It was electronic. That is not fun to sell. So we don't want to sell that one. Crazy straws were just too cheap. These things sold at $6, $7. We need to sell products for at least $15 to make money with them. So crazy straws are out of the running as well. The other products that actually did make it through are the wooden wall clock, the aluminum phone case, and the bath bombs. So what do we do next? The next thing I like to look at is the operating margin. The operating margin should be at least 38%, okay? At least 38% at this stage in the process. So looking down here, I see that almost all these products are at that metric. The aluminum phone case does not have a good margin. Does not have a good margin at all. So we already know that the aluminum phone case is out of the running. This is not a product that we want to sell. So that brings us down to wooden wall clocks and bath bombs. The next thing I like to look at after operating margin is the profit per unit. I like to see at least an $8 profit per unit. Both of these products do have above an $8 profit per unit. The last thing I like to look at is this right here. It's called the launch difficulty score. The launch difficulty score is a proprietary algorithm that we've come up with over many years to actually show you how lucrative and competitive it will be to launch this product. And the way we do that is we look at the bestseller rank, we look at the number of reviews, and we basically figure out how difficult it's going to be for you to compete with the other sellers of this product. So the lower your launch difficulty score is, the better. So a high launch difficulty score is bad, a low one is good. And as we can see, out of these 2 products that we had here today, the wooden wall clock is just going to be way harder to launch than the bath bombs. The bath bombs are a very popular market with not a ton of saturation or competition. So so I would absolutely, after looking at this today, I think bath bombs are the obvious choice. This is a great market to be in, and this is a market that I'm very seriously looking at going into. So so that's how you do product research, guys. That is the big secret. So I'm going to grab a drink of water here for a second. Steve, how do we do with the product research? Hopefully these guys were following along and taking action, and maybe they found their own products now. What do you think?
I don't know. I hope so. I think a lot of them have been asking questions in the question box, and I've been doing my best to keep up with you guys. So if there are any questions that go unanswered, I am sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm only one man over here, but I'll get carpal tunnel in my pursuit to answer all your questions. So keep them coming, guys.
Good stuff. All right, guys. So hopefully that was awesome for you. Now we have done product research and selection. We have found a great product to start with, which is the bath bombs. So it is official. We are starting a bath bomb business. So let's take the next step here. We found our killer product. Now we're going to source that product. Sourcing a product, for anyone who's not familiar with that term, basically means that we need to find a good supplier for this product, right? We need to find a source for this product that we want to sell. So let's jump into finding a reliable supplier. Pretty easy to find great suppliers these days. Again, back when I got started, it was an absolute nightmare because none of the suppliers were online. There were so many scammers out there. Well, guys, one of the largest e-commerce companies in the world now is Alibaba, and since they have been growing at such an amazing rate, they've really cleaned up the marketplace for Alibaba, and to the point now where pretty much every supplier in the world is going to be on Alibaba, have some type of presence on there, and it's truly just the only supplier directory that you even need to look at. So I think Alibaba and AliExpress are really the only two places I generally look for suppliers and to source products. Now, in terms of what do we do? Well, we already found a great product, right? So let's go. Let me show you how to actually find a great supplier for that product. So we're decided on bath bombs, right? What I do when I'm looking for suppliers is this one right here. You want to click this filter, the gold supplier. I want gold suppliers. Now, gold suppliers essentially just pay Alibaba every year to be a gold supplier. But the thing is, if they ever scam anybody, well, Alibaba is going to kick them off, right? So when you see people that are like a 14-year gold supplier, even a 2-year gold supplier, well, these are people that have gold supplier status, and they haven't screwed up at all. They have only happy customers. So again, I like to find gold suppliers that have been gold for a few years. The second thing I love to look for in this is transactions, right? I want gold suppliers with transactions. So when you're going around here, every once in a while you'll see a supplier like this one that has a transaction value right here. This is the amount of this product that they've sold through Alibaba. So anytime I can find a gold supplier that has transactions, that's what I really want to see, right? So I have a few different gold suppliers here that have transactions. Again, we want to, or let me go on to the next step here. We want to essentially make contact with 5 to 10 different suppliers, right? Guys, don't trust these numbers too much. Basically, once you've done the research and you decide that there's an opportunity that you are interested in pursuing, the next thing you want to do is mail a bunch of different suppliers and ask them some questions. Because you're basically going to get all this information back from them, and from there you can go forward and make a confident decision on which supplier you want to work with. But essentially, I'm going to go make initial contact with 5 to 10 different suppliers. They're going to send back pictures, pricing details, whatever it is that they want, and then at that point I'm just going to choose my favorite supplier and pull the trigger. This is definitely a critical point of the business that a lot of people scare themselves out of. Keep in mind, guys, this is, billions, if not, I'm sorry, trillions of dollars every year is being bought and shipped overseas. So, I mean, this is an extremely low-risk business. I actually think this is a much lower-risk business than, say, Facebook ads or any internet marketing business model, right? Because if I screw up on Facebook ads, poof, $100, gone, thin air, right? It's never coming back. This business is completely different because you're buying real, physical, tangible products. So, worst case scenario, you have to discount some things, right? It's very, very, very difficult to take an absolute loss in this business. So super low risk business model. Do not overthink this part of the process. There is, for any good product, there's 100 great suppliers for that product. So find a supplier that you like to work with and move forward on building the freaking business. So that's it, and let me show you guys in terms of what am I supposed to say to these suppliers. Well, let's go look at something I sent to a supplier recently, and let's see, Message Center. So let's dive in and see what I have been saying to people. So, like, here is one that I did for bath bombs the other day, right? And guys, this is how simple it is. I'll make sure to copy and paste this so you guys have access to it as well. But basically, I just said, hi there, we're a luxury beauty distributor selling products within the United States. We're interested in adding bath bombs to our product lineup and thought your products looked great. My boss would like me to send 10 sample sets and units of this product. Would you be willing to send some top quality samples? My boss would also like you to use your express shipping account. Let me know if you have any other, let me know if you need anything else to get this sample order shipped. Look forward to working with you, Will. So again, you can just copy and paste, use that. That's perfectly fine. That's pretty much what I say to every single one. Here's another one I sent out a few days ago. I said, hi there, we're a luxury home goods distributor, right? So I kind of just, whatever. We're a blank, blank, blank distributor selling products within the United States. We're interested in adding Himalayan cooking blocks to our product lineup and thought your products look great. My boss would like me to order 10 sample sets or units of this product. Again, it's the same exact email, right? So I'm sending the same exact email out to people. And that's how easy it is, guys. That's how easy it is. Now, once you find a supplier that you are comfortable with, again, look for someone that you like to work with. Once you find a supplier that you'd like to work with, well, now it's time to actually negotiate and make contact and negotiate your order, all that fun stuff. So let me talk about that for a little bit. So negotiating with suppliers. Well, first things first, I want to go back to the growth curve that we recommend for you, because this is going to kind of show you when and why we negotiate certain things, right? So the first order that we put in with any supplier is going to be that sample order, right? These are blank, unbranded, generic products. There's no logo. We're not creating a brand yet. We're just getting some samples of this product, and that's it. Once we get those samples, I'll talk about what to do with those samples in a little bit here. But if you decide to move forward with the product, and again, I'll show you exactly how to decide if a product is good or bad, but once you decide to move forward with the product, that's going to be your second order, right? Your second order is going to be less than 100 units, generally somewhere between 50 and 100 units. And this is, again, you don't want to scale up too quickly here. You don't want to go straight into 1,000 units of a product. Scale up slow. That's the right way to build this business. And then your third order is going to be over 100 units, right? And I'm going to come back to this kind of growth model one more time in the presentation, so don't worry. But I did want to kind of show you first order, second order, third order, right? So we're going to place that first sample order. After that, we're going to, put a smaller bulk order in. And from there, once we have some confidence built up with the supplier, we've sold some of this product, now we can do some bigger orders. So let's talk about negotiation hacks. Because I did say, okay, I see Tanvi has a great question here. How did the supplier respond to those emails? I'll actually show you some conversations I've had with the suppliers in a second too. I think that'll be helpful. So some negotiation hacks. These are things I do with every single negotiation, with every single supplier. Always use a separate email address for Alibaba and supplier communications. As you guys saw, mine is just mitchell.importing@gmail.com. So don't overthink this. Just get out there, set up an extra Gmail account, and use that to talk to suppliers. That is all you need to know there. Never be the boss. This is a big one, and this is honestly, this is a negotiation hack that you can take into every negotiation that you have in the future, not just with Amazon e-commerce, any negotiation scenario. You do not want to be the final decision maker. You do not want to be the boss, right? Think about when you go to a car dealership, right? What do they always say? I don't know if I can work out this discount. That's a pretty steep discount. Let me ask my manager. And the manager always says yes, right? So again, never be the boss. You don't want to be the final decision maker. This is going to give you an incredible amount of breathing room in your negotiations with your suppliers. You do not want to be the boss, once again. And then always respect Chinese culture and customs. And it's really easy to do this. You just want to be over the top, polite, calm, and cool-headed, right? Over the top, polite, calm, and cool-headed. I always say just channel the most professional version of yourself, and you're probably going to be good to go there. And that is negotiating. That is negotiating. So that's actually talking to the supplier and everything. And I know Tanvi really wanted to see an actual response from the things that I've sent to suppliers. So let me bring that up really quick. Bring that up if I can here. There it is. So let's see. Like this one, I haven't responded to this person yet. But so regarding Himalayan salt blocks, this is basically the sizes, the MOQ, all these different things. So again, like this person right here, guys, I want to show you this because this is actually really interesting. This person told me that the MOQ is 1,000 right here, and literally in the next line, he said the MOQ is 100. So keep in mind that the MOQ is not set in stone. It is certainly not set in stone. It is incredibly variable, and you can pretty much get any MOQ you want if you convince your supplier of it. Again, this is in two lines. He changed his mind, right? So again, that is that. Let me see another conversation I've had with a supplier. So here's like the one with the bath bombs. So I sent her that standard template I just gave you, and she said, "Dear Mr. Will, if anyone is doing business in China, you will get used to the Mr. whatever." So Mr. Will, thank you very much for your inquiry. This is Claire from some cosmetics company. Please note our company, yada, 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 certifications, fun stuff. Sample cost for 10 samples is $80. We can send that to you via DHL. Again, when I asked to use their express shipping account, that's basically telling them, hey, just use your DHL account and get this stuff to my front door. So she said, all right, we're going to send those samples, $80 to your front door. Can you give us your address and some things about the Chinese New Year, but this is not really relevant. And I said, hi, Claire, thanks for sending this info over. The sample cost of $80 will be fine. Please let me know if we can do this via trade assurance. Trade assurance is this right here. It's how you pay for the product. These samples will be sent directly to my boss's home. So again, I get this stuff shipped to my house, so that's not my address though. So please ship this to my boss's house. He wants to test these out himself. We're also fine with them being shipped out after the Chinese New Year. Look forward to doing business with you, yada, yada, yada. And so yeah, I haven't responded to this one yet, but that's essentially how you start doing business with a supplier. Again, people really overthink this stuff. It is just so darn simple. It's really just getting in touch with some suppliers, having some conversations, and pulling the trigger and taking some action. The thing is, most people can never take action. That's the real problem. So, but hopefully, with all this clarity we're giving you, you guys are out there taking action already. So next step is to actually test your product samples. Get those samples in the door, make sure they're good to go. Obviously, we want to make sure our samples are good products that our customers are going to love before we go out there and buy 1,000 units of it, right? So first of all, why buy samples? We buy samples to test and validate the product, right? So again, I've worked with so many different businesses now, even multi-billion-dollar companies, guys. They're still buying samples of every single product that goes through their store. So you're always buying samples. You can't skip this part of the process. You do this to test and validate your product ideas, right? Most people will tell you to buy 2 samples. I typically recommend buying 5 to 10 samples. Reason being is 5 to 10 samples generally cost pretty much the same amount of money to ship over as 2 samples. But with 5 to 10 samples, you can sell them and start making money. And I like that. So 2 samples I don't like. 5 to 10 samples I like because I can validate the product, test the product, and start making money with it. You always want to sell these samples to real customers. I highly recommend selling your samples to real customers because this is the best way to test your products, right? If you sell the product to a customer, you're going to get their real feedback. If you give the product away to a friend or a family member or something like that, you're probably not going to get a true gauge of how that product performs. So I always like to sell those samples to real customers. Again, excuse me. So only way to test the product, only way to get the true sell price and real customer feedback to make sure that this product is as good as we think. And we're also testing the supplier, right? We want to make sure the supplier is good to deal with. We want to make sure that we like their quality, their service, and things like that. So that's why we buy samples. In terms of how to buy samples, because this is another thing that a big roadblock for people, but this is a very simple part of the process, guys. How to buy samples. All you're going to do is request product samples from your supplier. As you saw, I just showed you all of my messages back and forth with suppliers, actually making contact, requesting product samples. So super, super simple to do that. And then just put your order through safely. Again, people think there's all these different steps and things. It's very simple, guys. Find a supplier, put your order through safely for those samples. What do I mean when I say safe? I mean, use third-party financial protection. Most of us are going to be using Alibaba Trade Assurance for most of our transactions here, right? So Alibaba Trade Assurance, the payment method on the Alibaba website, that's a solid third-party financial protection service. They're going to make sure that you get your product. They're going to make sure that the product is of the quality that you requested. And if it's not, then you're going to get your money back. That's what third-party financial protection is. It's basically Alibaba holding your money and only giving it to the supplier once you say, okay, this stuff is good to go. So Alibaba Trade Assurance, PayPal, any of these, just what you want to avoid is direct payment methods. Do not pay people with Western Union. Do not pay people with TT, which is a wire transfer. The only way you should do TT is through Alibaba Trade Assurance. So again, just use Alibaba Trade Assurance, guys. It is just the simplest tip I can give. Use it, and you are scam-proof. You literally cannot be scammed if you're using third-party financial protection. Cool. And then last thing, request that your supplier uses their Air Express account. Like I showed you in my messages back and forth with my suppliers, requesting that they use their Air Express account is basically just saying to them, hey, get this stuff shipped to my front door. And it's great because you don't have to deal with shipping. You don't have to deal with all of that yet. Let's just get the product in the door and start this business, right? So you let your supplier use their shipping account when you're first starting off, and that's just the easiest and the cheapest way to do it. So now once you actually get your product samples, obviously we want to take them out of the box, examine the product, make sure that you like the product. Obviously if the product is destroyed or something, we don't want to sell it. But for the most part, most of the time, you're going to look at the product, it's going to be good to sell, and that's awesome. The question to ask yourself is, would a paying customer be satisfied receiving this product? And if they would, that's great, then sell it. I think you should sell your samples anywhere you can for full price. Now, it is true that a lot of people skip the sample selling process, and that's fine if you want to do that. But keep in mind that selling samples is what removes all of the risk from this business, right? Because if I can sell 10 samples of a product and the customers love it and I'm making money on it, then I know I can go buy 100 of these things and make lots of money and lots of happy customers. So I love selling samples. I sell these things anywhere I can, Amazon, eBay, Reddit, Facebook, on the street. It does not matter. Sell these samples anywhere you can. The goal is to get the product into the hands of the customer and make sure that they like it. Most people use Amazon or eBay for this, but anything really works. What you need to think about is, did the customer love the product, right? If they're leaving feedback, then that's, if they're leaving positive feedback, that's a great sign. But as long as you're not getting negative feedback, it probably means that it met their expectations, and you're good to continue forward with this product. And again, guys, so many people in this business, again, many people think that the product is the solution, that if I only had a good product, everything would make sense. Well, guys, it is just not true. The real pathway to success in this business is this milestone right here. Get a sample in and out the door. As we're going to talk about in a second, once you find a product and you've validated it and you've removed the risk, you know it's going to sell, now you can move forward very, very quickly. And these businesses snowball so quickly. Like after selling those samples, you're making thousands of dollars a month almost immediately after selling these samples. But the key, the milestone that needs to be focused on is getting a sample in and out the door. Many people, again, don't understand this, and they just research products for their entire lives. You guys got to get samples in and out the door. That is the key milestone in this business. It's what determines the winners from the losers. Can you get a sample in and out the door or not? So don't let anything else distract you from that. If you're sitting here thinking about taxes and LLCs and things like that before you've gotten a sample in and out the door, then you're certainly doing things in a extremely incorrect fashion. So do that first. So we've accomplished a lot here, guys. We found a killer product. I like those bath bombs, loving them. We found a supplier for those bath bombs. I negotiated with the supplier. I have the order set up and ready to go in Alibaba Trade Assurance, so all I have to do is do that, $80 sample order, and I'm going to have 10 sets of bath bombs at my door. So awesome stuff there. The next thing I want to talk about is how to sell your products and how to scale up a successful product, right? So let's talk about that for a second. To go back to our kind of growth curve here, our recommended growth curve. So we've done the first sample order, right? We've done that. We did that first sample. It was blank, unbranded, generic sample. We sold that sucker. It looks good to go. So we are good to go on our second order. Well, now I'm going to go back to my supplier and say, hey, let me get 50 to 100 units of this product. And again, the reason for that, you don't want to scale up too quickly. Most suppliers are going to try to sell you thousands of units of the product, but you just say, hey, listen, that's not how my company works. It's not company policy, and my boss isn't into it. So 50 to 100 units, can you do that? Don't scale up too quickly. This is also your first opportunity to begin modifying, differentiating, and branding your products. So again, if there's maybe with the bath bombs, I want to, wrap it in a different color foil, or maybe I want the box to be different, or I want to put a ribbon around the box, right? Whatever it is, you can start making those modifications on your second order. Now, your third order, that's going to be your first real bulk order, over 100 units. You know this product's selling. You've already made probably tens of thousands of dollars on this product. Well, now you've found all the unknowns. You can move forward with this product with confidence. Again, you've sold tons of it. You're going great with it. And And at this point, you do want to start to make those product modifications. You don't want to just sell the same products as everyone else, right? You want to find great products that lots of people are buying, and then slowly but surely make yours better, make yours stand out from the competition. And it's easy to do that. It's not hard to do that, but what I would recommend is making one product modification per order. So each time you order from the supplier, you're making the product a little bit better, a little bit more different, and it just stands out that much more. And again, in a very natural, organic way, you're taking over the whole market because your product just gets better and better as you sell more and more. So that's how this business works, guys. So in terms of scaling up successful products, what is the proper growth curve for someone who has just started, has never sold anything online before in their lives? What is the 30,000-foot view here? Well, first things first, I like to start selling on Amazon. I like to sell products on Amazon to start out. I don't like to build my own e-commerce store for new brands before I've sold them on Amazon. Guys, Amazon is an incredibly just huge marketplace. 50% of the e-commerce growth in this country or in the world goes to Amazon. So, I mean, this company is growing like crazy. This is by far and away the best place for new sellers to get started. This is where you want to launch new products. It's where you want to launch new brands. And it's where you want to kind of tweak and test and get new products in your product line, adapt your brand. Once you perfect your brand, you can do different things. But you really want to get that stuff figured out on Amazon where they're going to sell the product for you and take care of so much of the heavy lifting for you. And then you're going to begin branding and differentiating. Again, I really recommend one product modification per order. And that's how you're going to make sure that your product continues to grow and continues to take away market share from your competition. You're just going to naturally dominate the competition through making one product improvement per order. You also want to research product line extensions at this point. If you have a product that's working really well, maybe we're selling face wash, right? Well, what are the next things that I can put in that product line, right? Maybe it's face lotion. Maybe it's a loofah to scrub your face. Maybe it's a anti-aging eye cream, right? So many different things we have here. But you basically want to dive in and start looking at different product line extensions and see what can I expand this product into. While you're adding products to your product line, doing all that fun stuff, you're also going to be optimizing existing products and existing marketing. It's great on Amazon, again, because effective marketing of Amazon products is super, super simple and super, super scalable. Once you set things up to sell on Amazon, it just continues to sell day in and day out. It's not like you have to be on the phone selling this product, right? So you're going to constantly be optimizing your product listings, your marketing, and the great thing is that thousands of people are going to see it every day. Amazon's going to keep on driving customers to you and, again, doing most of the work for you. And then from there, you add to your product line. You launch new product lines, really whatever you want. But the world's really your oyster now. And as you can see from a company like ours, we have 14 different brands now. Some product lines have hundreds of products in it. Some have a few products in it. But the world's really your oyster. Now you can really have fun and have some passion as an entrepreneur, not just try to hustle to get up and running, but once you have a product up and running, now the world's your oyster. You can really do whatever you want, and you have made it. So I'm obviously a big fan of these business models, private labeling, e-commerce, Amazon. This whole area of e-commerce right now is just blowing up like crazy. Obviously, it's very near and dear to my heart, super simple to do, super safe to do. People think this business is just so crazy, and it's one of the simplest business models out there. It is simpler than any internet-based business model because we just have tangible products here. It's so much safer because we have those tangible products, and it's so much simpler because it's just getting products and selling them on Amazon. Very simple business here. So I'm very big fan of this business model, and I'm a massively strong believer that if you're still here with me today, and congratulations to those of you who have stuck around the whole time, you can absolutely build your own successful private label e-commerce brand, and it's something you can get going on very quickly. Again, I hope a lot of you today actually follow along and took action with me, and hopefully you have already found your product. I know some people maybe already bought samples, so that is awesome. Take an action. So please remember this, though, guys. As you go out there and you take this strategy and you apply it to transform your life and your business, remember that this is not just a theory. This is not the type of thing that you want to play with, right? This is exactly what I did to build my e-commerce empire by the time I was 16 years old, And it's the exact methods that every e-commerce business out there has to use to build a successful e-commerce business. Whether you know it or not, this is how successful e-commerce businesses come into existence. So it's certainly not theory. There's been thousands of successful e-commerce businesses built on this strategy, and it's certainly something you can just get out there and start taking action on, guys. So what's it all about? Why take action with this at all? Well, I think most people here today want to be entrepreneurs, right? And entrepreneurship is not about the money. Entrepreneurship is about the lifestyle. It's about the freedom. And although entrepreneurs work hard, we have control to design the life that we want to lead for ourselves, right? And that's what entrepreneurship's all about for me. But I know for you it might be something else. For you it might be just having fun building a business that allows you to get away from your 9 to 5 and just have that freedom. Maybe that's what it's all about for you. Maybe it's about building a side business, some true passive income that allows you to go travel with the family or whatever it is you want to do. There's not much true passive income out there, guys. This business is one of the few business models I've seen that has true passive income, because once you get a product up and selling on Amazon, that product listing is going to sell day in, day out. It is a salesperson that is always there to sell product for you. So it is truly a passive income business model, because once you get these products up and selling, they just continue to sell day in and day out. So awesome stuff there. And again, I think entrepreneurship at the end of the day is about making the money you need to design the life that you want to lead for yourself. And I think that's why we're all here today. We all want to be successful entrepreneurs, and this is just a great way to get there. So I'm not sure why you showed up here today specifically. Maybe because you're fed up with your current job, you want to create that side income, start to transition out of your current job and become your own boss. Maybe that's it. Maybe you've already tried to start this business, right? And you're just overwhelmed and frustrated at everything that needs to be done. You don't know what is required, what's not required. So many different tools out there now. You don't know what's necessary, what's not. Certainly, it can be overwhelming anytime you're trying to start a new business, right? So lots of people fall under that category. Or maybe you're already rocking with this business. I know a lot of people on here are already selling on Amazon and eBay. You see just how crazy this market is right now, and you want to take advantage of it while the opportunity, the window is still wide open, and you want to see what's working now so you can grow the quickest you can. That's fine too. Whatever it is, I hope you really get this one thing, guys. I've cracked the code on finding hot products and building successful brands right now in early 2017. It's changed my world, allowed me to do everything I've wanted ever since. Again, this business model is very near and dear to my heart, because if I didn't figure this thing out at 15 years old, I would have had to get a job and go to college, and God knows what I'd be doing now. So this business really was, this unlocked the entrepreneurial life of my dreams. So because of that, it's very near and dear to my heart. Very much a replicable system. Guys, I have over 6,000 clients that have been through this exact strategy and launched successful businesses with this strategy. So absolutely, this is replicable. It's actually easier to do this today than it was this time last year. So get out there and take action, guys. This has been proven time and time again by my thousands of clients and students. Again, thousands of businesses have been launched with this exact strategy that you just saw, and I'm 100% confident that it'll work for you too. So get out there and take action. This is the type of thing you can make a lot of money doing and create the freedom you want in a relatively short amount of time. Now, again, I'm not some internet marketer. I'm not trying to say this is some get-rich-quick scheme. But, guys, these businesses take about 9 weeks to build from scratch. 9 weeks. So if you're trying to build an e-commerce business and it's taking you over 9 weeks, then you're doing something wrong. This is a relatively simple business, and in 9 weeks you can absolutely have a sustainable cash flow generating e-commerce business that continues to sell product day in and day out. So absolutely, you can set up this business to make that money and create that freedom in a relatively short amount of time. My estimate for you would be about 8 to 9 weeks. So what happens next? That's the big question here, right? How can you apply this battle-tested strategy to build your own e-commerce business? Well, you got two options here today, and I know lots of people will go with option one here, and that is perfectly fine. Option one is you take everything that you've learned with me here today, everything I've showed you, and you keep trying to do everything yourself. And that's perfectly fine if you want to do it that way. You know, this is what I did for many, many years. This was the reason for my failure for so many years. I was the cocky entrepreneur. I thought I could do everything myself. I thought I could learn everything myself. I can do everything myself. I don't need any help, and I'm just an all-star, right? That's how I was thinking. Well, over time, I finally, got beat out of that mindset as I want to be successful. I finally figured out that that's not the right way to go, right? The truth of the matter is, I think most people here, even if you do want to work with me, I think most people here have the opportunity to. But again, most people are not able to make simple sacrifices for their own success. So I know most people today are going to go with option one, fail your way to success, lose thousands of dollars making the same mistakes I made. It's perfectly fine. I know a lot of people have to go that way, learn the hard way, and fail your way to success. That's fine. Now, for those of you who are really ready to take that step up to the next level and make that investment in yourself and your business, get serious about this, you can let me personally help you launch your own successful e-commerce business over the next 9 weeks. And that's option two for those of you who are ready to make those simple sacrifices to build the life of your dreams. Option two is there, ready and waiting for you. So let me know in the question box, guys. That's the big question for you today. Would you like me to personally help you launch your own e-commerce business and your own e-commerce brand in a 9-week period? And in terms of what this actually looks like, guys, obviously over the past few years, I've personally worked with just about 6,000 clients to build successful e-commerce brands. This is everything from brand new entrepreneurs that are just getting started for the first time, trying to make that side income, all the way up to major e-commerce sellers. We have clients that have been on Shark Tank, multiple clients. We have clients that have won the Shopify Build a Business competition. So I've really seen everything from brand new to up and running. And I've coached all these different businesses and seen so many patterns, right? It's the same things, the same pitfalls, the same keys to success, the same milestones that need to be hit. So I've taken everything that I've learned over the past 15 years in my own e-commerce business, over the past 5 years of actually helping other people launch their e-commerce brands. I've taken everything that I've learned over that time period, and I have really just jam-packed it into the best possible system I can possibly come up with. This is everything that I know, everything that my clients know, everything that my mentors know about launching an e-commerce business from scratch in 9 weeks. This program is called E-Commerce Empire, guys, and it's really the best program we've ever made by far. We actually just went through and rebuilt this from the ground up. So it's brand new and improved for 2017. It's all about launching a successful e-commerce brand from scratch, from that first product to a successful brand. So I'm going to skip some of these slides because I actually want to get into E-Commerce Empire and have you guys get started here and launch your business. But E-Commerce Empire really helps you to navigate down that treacherous mountain of e-commerce on the safe trail, right? With mentors in front of you who have done it before themselves and friends alongside you who are doing it along with you. That's what e-commerce is all about, is having community and coaching to get you down the mountain on the fastest road possible and the safest route possible. It helps you to avoid this, which is how I got started. I jumped off the mountain of risk, the mountain of e-commerce, and smacked into the ground 6 or 7 times before I finally figured out what I was doing. Again, it's really just going to help you avoid the same mistakes that every single e-commerce entrepreneur makes and really see the most effective growth curve possible right now to launch new products and new businesses. So what does the course actually cover, right? E-Commerce Empire, awesome, sounds good. What's actually in this thing, though, right? Well, the kind of flagship part of it is the step-by-step training program, right? This is the actual course, the step-by-step video training. This is 8 modules of milestone-driven, action-oriented training videos and materials. Guys, this is very different from lots of internet marketing courses out there because this is about milestones and taking action. Take action, hit milestones. That's what this program is all about. So I'm not going to drown you in information or anything like that. We're actually going to go through, it's very simple, go through each step, take action, hit those milestones, and you're going to have a successful e-commerce business by the end of it. So again, super simplified. This has been optimized over the past, 3-4 years now around the success of over 6,000 alumni students. So guys, over 6,000 people have been through the E-Commerce Empire strategy and roadmap, and they have taken that and built successful businesses for themselves, over 6,000 people. So this is one of the most battle-tested and proven e-commerce business models out there. There really isn't a launch plan for a new e-commerce business that's been as tried, tested, and true as this one right here. So this is constantly optimized. Like I said, we actually just rebuilt this from the ground up again for 2017. So you guys are going to get instant access to the best possible program to launch your e-commerce business from scratch. This is not taught by just me, guys. I am not some e-commerce guru. I'm good at starting e-commerce businesses, but there's certainly lots of different areas of this business that I am not the best at. So I'm going to bring in my mentors as well. This is taught by 8 different multi-million-dollar e-commerce entrepreneurs who have all built their own e-commerce businesses in their own little ways, right? So you're going to see exactly how these businesses are built, and it's not like you're just following some guru around. You're literally seeing how all these different businesses were built and these different perspectives from so many successful e-commerce entrepreneurs. Excuse me, my voice is starting to die here. So here's what we cover in the training program. I want to give you a quick preview of some of the things that we actually talk about in the step-by-step training program. You're going to learn how you can copy multi-million-dollar e-commerce entrepreneurs and easily find the next hot product to sell. Obviously, we showed you guys the product research workbook today. What you're going to be able to jump in and see right now is how to brainstorm products. This is really, really major because it's actually possible to go see your competitors' products, their best products. What products are your competitors launching next? You can see all of this stuff right now, and obviously that is all covered inside the training program. And all sorts of different ways to find that next great product to sell. You're also going to learn how you can easily build a winning brand around your products. We're going to talk about product modifications, product improvement, branding, things like that, and really talk about how you can improve your product to eventually dominate your competition. And a very smooth process, as you heard a little bit about, but we'll certainly talk more about that in the training program. You're also going to learn how to create high-converting Amazon listings, everything from product photography to copywriting. We're going to teach you all that stuff. We're also going to give you templates that we use in our business to build this stuff. So you're going to be able to just copy and paste and use the same templates that I've been using for the past 5-6 years. You're going to be able to plug those into your business right away and essentially just have that same effectiveness that we have in our business. You're also going to learn our Amazon product launch formula. Obviously, launching new products is a major part of this process. So you're going to see exactly how we launch products. And it's very different from what most people do. We do not do free product giveaways. I'm not into that. If you can't launch your product and make money doing it, then you probably don't have a great product. So we're going to show you exactly how to launch real products on Amazon, blitz the marketplace, and get those organic sales right off the bat. You're also going to learn how to drive recurring revenue and 5-star reviews through excuse me, my voice is dying here. You're going to learn how to drive recurring revenue and 5-star reviews through high-performing email follow-up sequences. This is another situation where I'm just going to give you my email follow-up sequences. You're going to be able to copy and paste and just plug those right into your business, and those are awesome. Those are things we've been building over the past 5 years. You're also going to learn anything that's working in our business. Again, guys, the way that I run my e-commerce business now, because it's so big, is we build training materials in e-commerce empire and give them to the e-commerce company, and then they grow based on these strategies. So you guys are going to be using the exact same methods, the exact same promotion techniques, everything that we're using in our e-commerce business. You're going to have behind-the-scenes access to all that and see exactly what's working for us. So awesome stuff there. Guys, like I said, it's not just me. I don't teach this program alone. This is a major coaching program, and you have lots of different mentors that are going to come in and help you with different aspects of this business. Everyone from people like Scott Mitchell, the CTO of Home Shopping Network, the CEO of RollingStone.com, just crazy, one of the top entrepreneurs alive today. Porter Arisman, the vice president of Alibaba, literally works side by side with the CEO of Alibaba. He came in to tell us exactly what the direction of Alibaba is in the future and how we can take advantage of it. Noah Kagan, celebrity entrepreneur. He's in all the time helping us out. Gordon Stiles runs the largest prototyping company in China. So if you want to create new products from scratch, no one better in the world than Gordon Stiles to talk to. You'll have access to him through this program. Shopify, we work with Shopify very closely. And tons of people, I mean, you can look at the screen right now, tons and tons of different experts all holding your hand and helping you to build your e-commerce empire. So awesome stuff there. On top of the step-by-step training, we also have the private coaching community. And honestly, the private coaching community is something that we kind of started a few years ago as just like, hey, let's get a community going, right? This has slowly become the most valuable piece of the entire program. The training course, the actual step-by-step training videos will help you to launch this business and get it off the ground. You're going to get lifetime access to the private coaching community, though, and this is going to be valuable for years and years and years to come. Guys, we've had 6,000 clients go through this program and launch successful businesses. They're all in this private coaching community, sitting there waiting to tell you exactly what they did to start their business. Again, this is a very tight-knit community. And it is a community of movers and shakers. Again, I always say that our private coaching community is kind of like the cutting edge of the industry, because these are guys that are already running successful e-commerce business, Amazon businesses. We're all out there experimenting, trying new things all the time, and always sharing our results with each other in this private coaching community. So guys, you're going to see nothing like this. I'd be happy to jump in a little bit and actually show you a preview of the private coaching community, but this is just a crazy valuable piece of this program that you're going to be able to get the accountability, support, help, friendship. I mean, it is just lifelong friendships made in that community, and so much help, right? Every single person, 6,000 people in that community, and they've all been through this program. They've all built successful businesses. They know all the roadblocks, and they're happy to help. So I think you guys would really, really like this private coaching community. So again, that's the step-by-step training video modules, as well as the private coaching community that we're going to give you guys here today. On top of that, we're also throwing in that database of swipes and templates, right? So all of these different swipes and templates, from customer follow-up emails to promotional inserts to email scripts, negotiation scripts, packaging, all these different things. This is all in the program right now, just waiting for you to copy and paste. So you guys are free to use these templates, use these swipes, copy and paste them into your own business, and you're going to instantly see the effectiveness of these campaigns. So that's something else you're going to get access to. On top of that, guys, we have something here that we're not going to do for much longer. So this webinar here today is one of the only opportunities you're going to have for this. Probably by next Monday, the price of this is going to go up drastically, or we're going to knock out the coaching altogether. So, guys, this is one of the last opportunities to actually get live coaching along with this program. So this is 9 weeks of live coaching. So through the entire build-out of this business, we're going to get together once a week and solve any problems that you're running into. The truth of the matter is, guys, there's no push-button system for success, right? If anyone tells you you can just push a button and be successful, they're lying to you. So I understand that each business is unique. Each entrepreneur is going to run into their own roadblocks and their own confusion. Well, that's what the 9 weeks of coaching is there for, right? We're going to get together once a week and solve any of those problems that you're running into, and make sure that we're knocking down those obstacles and roadblocks so you can just run forward and have that successful e-commerce business by the end of the 9-week period. So again, what you're getting here is the step-by-step video training modules, lifetime access, instant lifetime access to the private coaching community with over 6,000 other successful e-commerce sellers that have been through this program, all hanging out in there. You're also getting my private database of swipes and templates. These swipes and templates, things that we copy and paste and use all the time in our e-commerce businesses. You're going to get instant access to that. You're also going to get a full 9 weeks of live coaching and Q&A webinars. This is myself, Steve, and another guest expert every single week for 9 weeks during the entire build-out of your business. We're going to help you to knock down all those obstacles and get to where you need to be by the end of the 9 weeks. So, huge value there, guys. I got 2 bonuses that I can throw in today, and then that's actually like everything I have to give you guys. So this is the best offer we've done, and so here it is, guys. The first bonus that we're going to throw in here is our exclusive discount database. We're going to give you lifetime access to this discount database. This has the best discounts on pretty much every e-commerce tool out there. So if you've ever wanted to get any e-commerce tool, make sure you go through this exclusive VIP discount database, because you're going to see anything from 20 to 90% off, everything from product research to, customer follow-up to lawyers and all sorts of stuff. We have just crazy discounts in there for you guys, and you're getting lifetime access to the most up-to-date version of the VIP discount database. On top of that, we're also going to give you guys access to our last e-commerce conference. So guys, the e-commerce conference we just did, 500 people, movers and shakers from the entire industry. We had Dame and John from Shark Tank there. This conference was $1,000 to go to live. So you guys are going to get instant access to that $1,000 minimum conference. You're getting all the workshops, all the keynotes, all the handouts from all the speakers. You're getting instant access to that right now here today. And that's just another bonus that we're throwing in here, guys. So again, you got the step-by-step video training, private coaching community, swipes and templates, all the coaching for 9 full weeks. And then the bonuses are the discounts and the conference. So guys, this is pretty much the best offer we can do. This is everything that we have. This is our everything but the kitchen sink offer, and this is what we have for you today. This is all covered by a 60-day money-back guarantee. Guys, I know e-commerce empire is very different from a lot of the internet marketing courses out there because this has been around for 5+ years, or what, 4 years now. So this is an extremely developed community and program really made for people who are ready to get serious about their lives and their businesses and launch this sucker in the next 9 weeks. So obviously this program is designed to get you results quicker than most of the other systems out there, right? And I understand that this is it sounds great. To some people, it probably sounds too good to be true, right? So if you don't see results, if you don't see the success that you want to see in the first 90 days of starting this program, we're going to ask that you ask for a refund, right? We're really going to beg you to get a refund because if you're not having success with this program, simply put, I don't deserve your money, right? So the only people that are going to be in this program are people that have successful e-commerce businesses. You have a full 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So, guys, if you get in the program and on day 60 you just decide that you hate my voice, well, that's fine. Just email our team with the word refund. Just say refund anywhere, and we're going to instantly process that refund for you. So, guys, I've made this literally it's a no-risk offer, right? All the risk is on me, and I have a 60-day money-back guarantee, not a 30-day, but a 60-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked, no hoops to jump through, nothing like that. You're just going to get a no questions asked 60-day money back guarantee for the first 60 days in this program. So even if you have success, guys, even if you're successful and you just don't like the community or something, well, that's fine. Just ask for a refund. There's no questions asked, no hoops to jump through. You get 100% of your money back. So awesome stuff there. Big results. I know a lot of people have seen our clients on Shark Tank and things like that, so I'm pretty much going to skip this whole look at how successful our clients are segment here. The one thing I will show you is, and I think this is actually going to be much better, let's actually jump over to the community for just a minute here, read 4 or 5 things that have been posted in the community in the last few minutes, and apparently I am drowning in messages, so one moment. But this is the private coaching community. So I'm going to go into the photos section of this, and we're basically just going to go ahead and see what kind of success people are having after I close this massive amount of messages. So, okay, guys, this is completely live right now, obviously, and this is unscripted. I'm literally just going to pull up some images here. So let's look at, let's say the past 7. Let's look at the past 7 people who have posted charts and stuff here, and we can see how everyone is doing. All right, so here's a whole bunch of different ones, right? And this is completely unscripted, obviously. I'm just pulling these things up from the coaching community. So let's go ahead and check it out, right? I don't know if these are going to be good or bad. Let's see what kind of results people are having right now. So John posted this picture right here. It looks like he just got started about a month and a half ago. It looks like he got started on day 15, or what would it be, like December 15th. And it looks like leading up to February 1st, he made about 6,000 Canadian dollars in sales, which I'm not sure off the top of my head. I think it's like 5,000 US dollars. So $5,000 in the first, looks like 40 days in the program about. So that's awesome for John. Congrats to him. Here's Gerald. Gerald just got started not too long ago. He said, we truly exceeded our goal for our first month selling our PL products. PL stands for private label. 5 of the 8 are already ready to be reordered. That's awesome. Now ready to start manual PPC. Just ran auto for the first month. Goal is $10,000 by April 19th. So awesome stuff there. It looks like Gerald, I think, got started with us about midway through December as well. And as you can see, made about $3,200 since that point. So looks like one person made $5,000 in about 40 days. This person made about $3,500 in 40 days. I also want to show you just how active and supportive this community is, because that's really one of my favorite parts about this whole community. Here's John Ramsier, and this is crazy. I'm not sure what this one's from, but obviously he's killing it. So this is great to see. It looks like he made about $85,000 in sales. Again, he didn't post any info here, so I'm not sure like what the time period was or anything. But clearly it looks like here in just 1 month he made $85,000 of sales. And you can see he almost tripled in size. He did. I mean, he well over tripled in size on many of these weeks. So, I mean, it just shows the growth of this business, too, which is absolutely incredible. $85,000 in 1 month. Here's Jasmine on January 30th. She said, here are my sales for the month of January. After 2 months of starting this business and immersing myself in everything Amazon, I started the first week of December. So guys, this person, Jasmine, started the first week of December here, and it looks like she's made about $16,000 since the first week of December. So about 2 months, $16,000 in sales. This is someone just starting out. Again, look how active this community is, guys. There's I can't post on my Facebook page and get 75 likes. This is a post in a private coaching community that has this many comments and over 75 likes. I mean, you're not going to find anything like this. This is the support network to be in. Here's Ben. Dr. Ben is actually one of our most successful clients. Dr. Ben is actually at medical school. He works 30-something hours a week, which is crazy. He's in medical school. And he also has this e-commerce business on the side. Well, here it is right here. And as you can see, he isn't even a doctor yet. He's going to graduate from medical school on July 1st, 2017. And he's also retiring on July 1st, 2017. So the day Dr. Ben becomes a doctor, he's going to be retiring as a doctor as well. And as you can see, just absolutely killed it. Ben got started with us in February of 2015, and since then has made almost $2.5 million in sales. $2.5 million in sales. His goal for 2017 is $4 million in sales. He's also going to the Canton Fair with us and our company several times. So just incredible the kind of growth he's seen since getting started. I'll show a couple more of these guys, and then I'm going to let you get into the e-commerce empire coaching community and actually get started with this thing. Here is Daniel Gavin, said, wanted to thank the StartupBros, yada, yada. Thanks for the encouragement. You got it. Let's see what else we have here. So you can see his whole timeline here. Launched his first product on November 22nd. He launched his first product on November 22nd. Since then, made about $3,000 in sales on that. Sold 200 units of the product since November 22nd. So just crazy there, too. Here's Brian Wood, just hit $20,000 over a 30-day span. Thanks, StartupBros. This course really did pay for itself, but I'm still giving it all I have. Awesome stuff there. Hundreds of likes again, crazy. Here's Philip, recently passed $1,000 in sales. I'm a very skeptical person, so I've proceeded slowly. Yada, yada, yada. Tons of help from the community. Grateful for that. Now's the right time. So now he's kind of validated the business in his head, and he's ready to really dive in and give it full effort. He's not even giving a full effort here, and he's made over $1,000 in sales in the first month. So just crazy to see there, too. Here's Kyle. It looks like, let's see, he started in May. And so what's that? 6 months and 5 months. In 5 months, he did over $100,000 in sales in 5 months. And I would not say that that's not a typical result. I mean, if you're doing this for 5-6 months, you're probably making $100,000 if you have good products. So just goes to show you. Last one I'll show you here. It looks like this is just a random one. Tunji here. Tunji is, I forget what country he's from, but he's definitely not from the U.S. Yeah, it looks like he's from Nigeria. Tunji here is from Nigeria, and he's making over $10,000 a month right now with this business, selling products into the United States, living in Nigeria. So, I mean, it just goes to show you guys, it really is people from all walks of life, all over the world, are having explosive growth with this business model right now. So that is all those all-star students and how well it's working for everyone else. Well, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about how you can get involved in this community and build your e-commerce empire. So what's it going to cost to build your own e-commerce empire? These courses right now generally going for at least $2,000, as I'm sure you guys have seen. E-commerce is the fastest growing business model right now. So certainly you're going to have some great programs out there, most of them well over $2,000. I personally have charged over $5,000 to teach this one-on-one and just could not keep up. Guys, if you Google import from China on Google, I'm the first thing that comes up. So I have millions of people every year coming to me, coming to StartupBros, asking me how can I start my own e-commerce business. I don't care how much I charge. I can't do this one-on-one, right? There's just too many people coming. The business is growing too fast. This cost me much more than $10,000 to learn. Many of thousands and thousands of hours wasted making those mistakes so that you guys won't make them. And most of our coaches are just top-notch guys. These are guys that you can't pay any amount of money to do coaching with. The vice president of Alibaba, the CTO of Home Shopping Network. I mean, these are inaccessible people that are going to be helping you to build your business. our most successful client, I don't even like mentioning this because it is so crazy, but our #1 client of all time has made over $60 million since getting started with us. It's absolutely crazy. He is way bigger than my company is at this point. So we have clients in here that have surpassed us. They're bigger than us now using this exact same business model. And again, it just shows you that there's really no limit how far you can take this business. There's no limit on how big it can get. So how much is it going to cost you? Let's get to it. How much is it going to cost you to build your own e-commerce empire? Not $10,000, not $5,000. Now this program right now is listed at $29.97. But for you guys here live today, because I know we even went over time a little bit, so you guys hung out for over 2 hours with me here today, we're going to give you a pretty significant discount. You guys are already starting, right? Being on this webinar for 2 hours, you guys already know how we think and how we build these businesses. So we want you guys in the community. We're going to give you guys a pretty awesome discount here, and we're going to extend this discount for a full 48 hours for those of you who want to take advantage of it. Guys, your discount code for today is, or I'm sorry, your discount for today is a full 50% off of the list price of e-commerce empire, and that comes with the 9 weeks of coaching that generally costs many thousands of dollars. So this is a really good offer, and I promise you this offer will not exist next week. It will not be here. So big discount for you guys that are live here today on this webinar only. 50% off discount that is good for the next 48 hours, guys. 48 hours to use that discount. So the coupon code that you guys are going to want to use here today is LIVE50, L-I-V-E 50, LIVE50. That's going to be 50% off the list price of e-commerce empire, and it's also going to redeem all those bonuses that we've talked about here today. So guys, right now, let's head over to the internet and go to startupbros.com/empire. That's going to bring up the page to reserve your spot in the next 9 weeks of the e-commerce empire coaching program. So again, guys, we're going to go to startupbros.com/empire, and I'm sure Steve has put that in the chat box for you guys as well, so you can also click it in the chat box. This is going to take you to the page to reserve your spot for the next 9 weeks in the e-commerce empire boot camp, right? The elite coaching program. So all you're going to want to do here is put in your name, your email, all that fun stuff. Guys, make sure you put in the LIVE, LIVE50 coupon code. Go ahead and click apply coupon there, and make sure it says that the coupon has been successfully applied. Once that coupon is applied, you're going to see all the prices for e-commerce empire get cut in half. This includes the 5-time installment plan. Guys, we have a 5-time installment plan here for a business that's going to take you 9 weeks to build. So most people pay off the cost of this program before they hit that 5th month. So again, the 5-time installment plan gets this whole thing. You can get instant access to everything I've shown you here today, including 9 weeks of live coaching with me and another expert. You can get all of that, instant lifetime access, for under $374. For under $374. So, I mean, if you're inspired, if you're ready to start this business, I don't think I can get it any better for you. This is the place to be to get it up and running, and it's really, I can't get it much lower than that, guys. Instant lifetime access to everything you've seen here today for under $374. Guys, you can select between credit, PayPal, whichever one you want. The last thing I'll mention here is this guest access pass right here. This is for people that, you know, if you have a friend, a business partner, a family member that wants to do this business with you, well, you can click on this guest access pass, and for $197, you can add an entirely new full access account, right? So if you have a friend, family member, business partner that wants access to the coaching, the program, the community for themselves, well, this is the only time you're going to be able to get that. This is essentially a buy one, get one at an extreme discount, and that's the guest access pass. With that, guys, I think that pretty much covers everything. So once again, go ahead and click the links in the chat. You're going to get immediate lifetime access to everything you've seen here today. Just head to startupbros.com/empire. You can click that in the chat, type it in, whatever you want. Make sure you're using the 50% off coupon. The 50% off coupon for you guys here today is LIVE50. That's going to secure 50% off the list price of e-commerce empire, as well as redeem all those bonuses that we've talked about here today. This all comes covered by a full, no questions asked, no hoops to jump through, 60-day money-back guarantee, 100% money-back guarantee. So this is a very, there's pretty much no risk for you guys, right? Get in. If it doesn't work out for you, then you get that refund and you are good to go. Guys, that is pretty much the show here today. We're going to jump into the Q&A in just a second here. I will say that if you for whatever reason you don't want to ask questions on the webinar, there's lots of different ways to get in touch with the Startup Bros team. You got our phone number right here on the screen. Feel free to give us a call. We got people standing by waiting to take those calls. You got our email address down here in the bottom left, bros@startupbros.com. And guys, on startupbros.com/empire, you can also go down here to this little chat box, and you can actually chat with our team instantly as well. So lots of different ways to get in touch with us, but we are going to jump in and do the Q&A here. So fun stuff. Steve, hopefully these guys got a ton of value out of today's webinar. It seems like these guys were really digging it from what I saw. But let's jump in and do the Q&A and make it that much better.
Sounds like a plan, my friend. I have a question lined up for you here from Nosheen asking, it says 5 payments of $747 instead of the $374 listed on the page. And I think, could you maybe pull that back up and show them how to enter that coupon code in there?
Yeah, so if it is displaying the full price, you're going to want to go to this discount coupon field, type in LIVE50, live 50, apply the coupon, and you'll see all those prices get cut in half.
There you go. Yep, perfect. Nassim says, I've got it. And Mandana, he said, after the 9 weeks, do I have access to any changes in the program? And that is right, you do. You have lifetime access, and we are always improving and updating things. Now, this one, Will's coming from Michelle, saying, a question, if I do the installment plan and I decide to back out of the program, will I get a full refund on my installments?
Yep, absolutely. It's 100% money back guarantee. Basically, guys, if for any reason you are not a raving fan of e-commerce empire, maybe something came up, an emergency or something, right? Maybe you just don't want to do this business anymore. Maybe you found out this business isn't for you. Maybe you had a ton of success and you just don't like me. Whatever it is, if you ask for a refund in the first 60-day period, we're going to give you a 100% money back guarantee with no questions asked. And that's every single penny that we've collected from you. So yeah, it is a ironclad money back guarantee, and there are no hoops to jump through, no questions asked, nothing like that.
Yeah, guys, as simple as that. We just want people who want to be with us and want to work with us, want to be a part of the community, and yeah, it's as simple as that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, guys, the way that we build our e-commerce company now, the way we grow it is through having incredible e-commerce entrepreneurs in this community, and we learn just as much from our alumni as we do as new people learn from us, right? So we want movers and shakers. We want people who are serious about this business, and we're going to bring you into the best possible community for people who are serious about this business. And there's simply nothing else like it.
Yeah, because when you think about it, we're about 7 or 8 people here in the office, but we have thousands of people in the community, and I'd say there's probably 500 to 600 of them that are extremely active, and that's a lot. That's a big pool of knowledge to dip into. So oftentimes, it's not us always finding the best tools and the newest changes in the industry. Oftentimes, it's members of our community are bringing that out. So it's just really leveraging a good group of people. There's something here in the question box I wanted to answer from Michelle saying, what makes you different from other MLM companies? That's quite simple. This is not an MLM scheme. You will be building your own company, sourcing directly from suppliers yourself. We are just here to provide a support network and training. We don't want to cut your company. We're just here to give you advice and offer you networking capabilities to get the things done you need. So,
yeah, absolutely. So Michelle, you own 100% of that success. We don't have any weird MLM schemes. There's no upline, downline, nothing like that. So yeah, you have 100% ownership over anything you build for yourself in this program. Honestly, like we can help, but that's your success, and I'm not even going to claim that I helped. Like, it's your success, and nobody can take that away from you. So yeah, I would say that we're actually an anti-MLM company. So.
Yeah, I always get a chuckle when people ask that. I was like, dang, what did he say to make them think that's what we're doing here? Good Lord. Anyways, guys, I see a lot of questions are coming in, so I'm going to try and get all of them. What's this one real quick? Eric had asked earlier, Will. I told him to ask later. He's wanting to know, what is that home screen you're using? He really likes it. That's Eric from Austin, Texas.
Ah, yes. That is something called Momentum. And if you just search for Momentum, you'll see this Chrome extension come up, and that's it. And it is highly recommended because, yeah, I mean, with the normal Google Chrome, it shows you, like, here's the 6 most distracting sites you go to. So I hate the Google home screen where it's just like here's Facebook and everything that distracts you. This just makes it really, really easy to focus on what you're actually trying to accomplish, right, and not see all the distractions.
That is certain. Will has all the tools. Now, how about this one? Well, wait. Nasheen was wondering, Will, can you refresh what FOB cost is on the spreadsheet, and where on the spreadsheet do I put how much the product is going to cost from the seller?
So I can't see that question, but okay, I found it. So FOB cost, I wouldn't worry too much about what FOB means at this point. We talk about that in the program, and that's like just little details that don't really matter. All you need to know is that right now, all you need to know is Alibaba displays their prices in FOB terms, essentially. So we just say FOB cost. It'll make more sense once you're in the program and we talk about what FOB is and the alternatives and things like that. But all you really need to know is that, like, most of the time when you look at a product on Amazon or on Alibaba, it's going to be listed in FOB cost, and that's really the cost that you want to look at. So let me know if you have any more questions about that, though.
All right, how about this one coming from Tanu Shri saying, how can I be in India and sell internationally? Are there huge formalities to become a seller across countries? That's a good question.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, we literally just did a bonus coaching session for our guys last week on how to set up a US-based Amazon business from outside of the United States. So, I mean, we bring guest experts in to cover this sort of stuff, and that's something you're going to get instant access to right now. How do I set this up legally? How do taxes work when I'm overseas? So all that stuff's covered in the program, of course. But to give you an idea of how this business can work just in a simple little drawing sort of way, so hopefully this just simplifies it. So again, we got our supplier over here, right? And it really doesn't matter. People think it matters where your supplier's at. It does not. It doesn't matter if they're in China, if they're in India, if they're in Indiana, right? It doesn't matter where your supplier's at. Essentially, you have a supply chain, right? And we have, recommendations for which supply chains to use. This is very, very simple. But your supply chain is basically like, okay, we have all this product at the supplier. We need to ship this product to someone, right? So it gets shipped to the supply chain. The supply chain does all sorts of stuff to your product. Maybe it repacks it. Maybe we inspect it. Maybe we put some labels on it. Whatever it is. But after the supply chain's done, prepping the product, we're going to do our fulfillment. We need to get the product from, throughout the supply chain into the fulfillment center, and the fulfillment center sells the product, right? So it really doesn't matter where you're at, right? It doesn't matter if you're in China, if you're in the EU, if you're in the US, if you're in Brazil, it doesn't matter because you're not a part of your supply chain, right? So it truly does not matter where you're at in the world, because no matter what, you're going to be getting product from a supplier to a fulfillment center to a customer. So there's literally no difference in where you live. This business works the same way no matter what. So hopefully that kind of explains why it doesn't matter where you live and how simple it can be. Honestly, I think there's even more opportunity for people who live outside the U.S. There's just some fun stuff you can do. So.
Now, Will, I've got a curveball coming in from Susan here saying, are you guaranteeing to help your students be 100% successful? And if so, how so?
Well, I suppose to an extent that depends on your definition of 100% successful, right? But no, I mean we're there, especially with this 9 weeks of coaching. Like we're doing 9 weeks of live coaching, 2 hours. Like this is 18 hours of live coaching with this offer here today. We're not going to be doing that for much longer. We're going to stop doing coaching soon. So I mean we're going to be here the entire time. Obviously, it's going to be your responsibility to take action in terms of the amount of time that you have to put into this to be successful, because we have done some surveys and some studies to kind of figure out what the time investment is. So to be successful with this program, to make at least $1,000 a month with this program, the typical person puts in 5 to 10 hours of work a week, right? 1 to 5 hours. I'm sorry, 5 to 10 hours. 5 to 10 hours per week in the business. That's the minimum time investment to get to that $1,000 a month level. And then we kind of dug a little deeper and we want to see, okay, out of our clients that are really successful, how much are they putting into it? So then we looked at our clients that were making over $10,000 a month, and those people typically put in 10 to 20 hours a week. So I think you got to put some time into this, but as long as you're consistent, as long as you're jumping on these coaching webinars with me, as long as you're taking action on the stuff I'm telling you to do, I'm absolutely confident that you can be successful with this business in 9 weeks, or else we wouldn't be doing it, right? We've done this for over 6,000 other people already. So in the event that that didn't work out for you, Susan, maybe something happened on your end, or maybe we're just not a great match, right? There's certainly people who maybe they just don't understand, I don't know, they just don't understand my metaphors or something. So if for any reason you don't feel like you've hit that amount of success that you want, right? It doesn't matter if you've made $10,000. If you haven't hit that level of success that you want, then I'm begging you to get a refund, because I only want people in this program that are movers and shakers of the e-commerce industry and really are like-minded. We have a similar philosophy of business and entrepreneurship. So if you feel like it's not a good fit, then absolutely get that refund. That's what it's there for. I certainly hope that if you don't hit the 100% success level that you want to, I certainly hope that you ask us for a refund. So hopefully that answers your question, Susan. And let me know if you have any further ones.
Cool. Thank you, Will. I have another question I marked up here earlier. This one's coming from Carol. I think you kind of touched on this, saying if this 9 weeks program, okay, with the 9 week program, if I work 60 hours per week and can't really quit for a couple months, will I be able to benefit from all that? 60 hours a week, my Lord, you get a lot done. What did you recommend, Will? Typically, like, what, 5 to 10 hours a week, you said earlier?
I think you really have to put in a minimum of 5 to 10 hours a week. So if you really don't think you can find those 5 to 10 hours a week, then it's probably not the right fit. But as long as you can put that 5 to 10 hours a week in, again, there's been thousands of people that have gone through this and put that amount of time in and had real success to show for it. So I think you got to have those 5 to 10 hours. If you don't, it's going to be a lot tougher. Yeah, I think 5 to 10 hours is really the minimum time investment. Now, if you're working 60 hours a week, if for whatever reason you can't put 5 to 10 hours in, honestly, I probably wouldn't recommend working with us then.
All right, well put. I had a question. This is from someone named E10, who is either a robot or has a kind of new age name there. E10 is saying, right now people are using the workbook/spreadsheet for product viability. Is there a way to see which characteristics of a good product is built into the spreadsheet? That information would make or break your chances, it would seem. I guess, Will, I'd say, and I want to see if you'd agree, that that's really the magic of product validation, actually making those first sales, because no one can really know until they actually sell the thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important to get out there and sell the product, right? Because that's going to uncover everything for you. That's how you get ultimate clarity, is just sell the thing, right? E10, that's actually a really good idea, though. We do update our product research workbook pretty regularly. That's actually a really good idea. So I think on the next version of the product research workbook, and I'm going to make a note of this right after I say this, I will add in, I have an infographic of what makes a good product versus a bad product, and some breakdown of that. I'll add that into the product research workbook just so it's there for people to easily reference. So yeah, good idea, E10. I'll definitely make a note of that and get that done.
Cool. And I see you guys are keeping the questions coming in. I'm getting to them as quickly as possible.
Looks like we got 22 minutes left before our cutoff here, so we should be good.
Yeah, we've got time here. Nirav asks, what do you sell on Amazon? I guess we'll maybe want to explain the beauty company arrangement and what you're doing.
Yeah, so the majority of the products we sell on Amazon are beauty products. So lots of shampoos, conditioners, treatments, styling products, things like that. We probably have 5 or 6 brands that we sell on Amazon, and then a huge portion of our sales are actually our competitors' brands and products as well. Again, our e-commerce business is big enough to the point now where we have multiple different ways that we source product and sell product. So we do some wholesaling, we do some private label, we do some importing, do all sorts of stuff. So we have I would say half of our sales on Amazon are our brands and our products, and the other half are competitors' brands and products that we kind of underprice to manipulate the market to an extent. So yeah, let me know if you have any ones. Daniela here said, please let Will know that I've bought from his organic company before and absolutely love it. That's awesome, Daniela. Let me know what product line you actually tried out too. If you did it recently, Owe is a great product line. That's our flagship line right now. So yeah, that's awesome though, Daniela. Let me know what products you used for sure.
That's cool.
Small world.
You never know the people you'll meet on these sessions. I've made
Yeah.
friends from these sessions. And Michelle had one here. One more question. For the additional guest pass, is that for full access lifetime as long as I'm in the program? Do they share my site? Could you explain more?
Yeah, so that's a full access account, Michelle. The guest access account is, yeah, just a full access account. They're going to get their own community access. They're going to get their own login information, and they'll also get their own access to the coaching webinars themselves as well. So yeah, they're getting a full access account essentially for that extreme discount. So.
Perfect. And Tom wanted to know, I signed up for the coaching. How long does it take to receive your login credentials? I think that's 1 to 2 minutes in the system there, Tom. So you should get that any minute. If not, I'm going to privately send you the client support email address, and you can email me directly if you need to, Tom. But sit tight, and if it takes more than a couple minutes, check your spam folder.
Yeah, I think it generally takes like 2 or 3 minutes. And yeah, once you're in e-commerce empire, you'll get a username and password in your email in just a few minutes, and I'll actually jump over into the e-commerce empire program too and give people a preview of sorts. But yeah, you can throw me another question though.
Well, here I have one that I was just about to type, but I just want to say it out loud. Kelani said, do you recommend selling only products that relate to each other? I see some people selling pretty random things, and I want to say, Kelani, that is perfect, because when you're first getting started, sell anything and everything the market demands. I mean, really, you are a slave to the market when you're first starting out. And then once you get moving, then you can use the capital from your initial products to maybe move into something that perhaps you're more interested in personally, but yeah, give the market what it wants. Quite often people join the group and end up selling products that they have never even heard of, never even knew existed before, but they did a little research and people were buying them, so there was a market there. Now, how about this, Will? I have this one coming from Sean. What's an acceptable shipping cost for product? That really depends. I think he's talking about samples.
Yeah, I mean, samples are generally going to cost you anywhere from $35 to $175 to actually get them, and that's going to be, shipping and the product for the most part. So yeah, that's what samples are generally going to cost. Now, in terms of you shipping product out, again, we're going to have Amazon ship the product out for us, right? So generally, the Amazon field in the product research workbook, the estimated fees field, that's going to take out Amazon fees and FBA shipping fees. So that's already kind of covered in the product research workbook, so you don't have to additionally calculate for that.
Well, thank you, Will. delivering the value. And Marcella, I just sent you the link, the direct link to the product research workbook. Let me know if that works. Now, Mohammed said, so the 9-week program will be online. Maybe, Will, you could separate the training and the members area from the weekly Q&A sessions that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are getting access both to the actual course, which is 8 modules. And I'll actually take you through those modules, kind of show you around. On top of the training program, on top of all these different things that are in the members area, we're also going to have 9 weeks of coaching and Q&A webinars as well. So once you get your login info for E-commerce Empire, you'll be able to log into this training dashboard here. And, excuse me. The training dashboard has both your training calendar, so you can see all the upcoming events with the times and things like that, 7, 3. You got all the times of these, the dates in the training calendar right there. And then you also have everything else you need, change log. We always keep any changes that we're making in the program, any new materials, you'll be able to find those here, so you can always jump in and kind of see what's new, what's been updated, things like that. And in the actual program itself, I'll go show you that as well. You're going to get tons and tons of these bonus sessions as well. For instance here, Amazon for international sellers. I know all international sellers on this call right now have some questions about these things. How do I get a bank account in the U.S. without having to travel there, right? All these different things. So anytime we hear these common questions from you guys, we're going to go out there and find the best possible person to answer those questions. So you guys are going to get, what is it, Steve? There's probably 50 or 100 of these incredible bonus sessions you guys are getting access to. And then, of course, you have the actual – sorry, what was that, Steve?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was just saying, yeah, when you combine all the past Jumpstart groups, and you don't even talk about half the stuff that's in there, but I guess we'd be here for hours if we did. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, we can go through this stuff like listing optimization,
how about
getting
this?
ungated.
Nassim wanted to know, is there more guidance in the program for product selection? Maybe you could give her a quick preview. Or he, not sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, one of my favorite things about the product selection module is the brainstorming, and that's right here. Lots of different ways to brainstorm and actually come up with products to sell. And sorry, guys, my internet always goes slow when I'm on webinars. But, yeah, so wait for that to load real quick. But, yeah, so the brainstorm module is a great way to find products to research, essentially, right? So I have tons of different ways in here. Like as you can see, I got 6 or 7 different ways to research hot products. Everything from looking at what the competition is advertising, what the competition is launching, their next product that they're going to launch. You got the classics like movers and shakers, spying on competitors' current products, all these different things. And then of course we have all these sorts of little tools that you can use as well. Like here's a pre-filled out what I call my private label product brainstorm sheet. So this is just different ways to discover product ideas and solutions to problems that you can sell and things like that. So yeah, there's honestly tons of different ways in the program to do that stuff. And then yeah, we have some more product research and selection help. You got to keep in mind the community too, because honestly, the community is one of the most valuable pieces of this. There's a lot of people in here that get tons of help in the community as well. So.
How about this one? Well, Nassim also wants to know, are the live Q&A coaching webinars going to fall during normal business hours? In that case, would it interfere with my full-time job?
So you can see on the training dashboard when each one is scheduled for. Each one of these weekly coaching and Q&A sessions are generally going to be 2 hours long, although we will stay as long as you guys need us to. So we pretty much, like Tuesdays, we don't do much. It's pretty much coaching webinars for you guys. So so we switch off between 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. for the start time of those webinars, 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern. And then those generally go for about 2 hours, but have been known, if there's a lot of questions, have been known to go up to 3 or 4 hours. So usually we try to keep those at 2, though. So yeah, some of them will fall in certain people's business hours and things like that. The goal with these webinars and why we do them at 7 p.m., 3 p.m., the alternation between the start time, the reason for that is so no matter where you're at in the world, you can attend at least half of these sessions live, because we got lots of people in Australia, New Zealand, Nigeria, South Africa, right? There's people all over the place. So 7 p.m., 3 p.m. start times has worked out best for us over the past few years. And of course, if you are going to miss anything, Everything that all the coaching sessions and everything are posted almost immediately in the coaching and Q&A section. So you can also go back and watch the replay, of course, if there's anything, any sessions that you do miss. So.
Cool. And Dan, he asked this, I think I might have missed it once. Dan asked this a couple times, so I wanted to get it out. He said, what's your strategy of launching products on Amazon now that incentivized reviews have been banned?
Yeah, I think incentivized reviews to me was like an internet marketing version of a product launch. It's kind of a scammy black hat version of a product launch. So we actually never even had to change our product launch strategy because we didn't try to manipulate and exploit loopholes, right? We just try to build real businesses. So the way that we do it is generally kind of a mix of a few different things, but PPC is a massive part of any Amazon product launch at this point. So that's going to be a huge part of this. Now, there's all sorts of different things you can do. Like at this point, we have a client list, right? So we can launch products into our client list, and they basically launch it for us. That's where we want to get you guys to as well, right? Like one of the things we're going to talk about in this program is once you have that product up and running, maybe we put a sticker on it or something and get these people's contact information somehow. Maybe they're going to join a beta tester club, right? And any new product that we're coming out with, they can be the beta testers, and they can essentially go buy the product on Amazon at maybe 20% off. So not an incentivized review, not a free product, but give them a small discount to be the first wave of buyers on your products, right? So that's like a great way to launch products that doesn't require any actual capital, and it actually builds up your brand equity as you do it. So I mean, there's tons of ways to do these launches. But PPC is kind of for your first product launch. PPC is going to be a major part of it. We'll also talk about how to do discounts and things like that. Again, you don't want to incentivize reviews. You don't want to give free product away, but that doesn't mean you can't run a campaign where you discount a product to get the sales rank off the ground, right? So all sorts of different ways to do it. And if you go into the actual coaching community, you're going to see hundreds of different methods and alterations and different ways to launch products essentially. So we have a few different ways that we teach, and then in the community as well, you're going to see just a massive amount of different ways that people are doing it.
And that's the beauty of it. You have so many people in one place that the ideas we get are things that, quite honestly, we wouldn't have thought of ourselves. New tools are coming out, things that are useful, and we have a huge community of really active people who are, bringing the best. And I suppose I often say this, but it's really true. I give Will a lot of credit. I think he's attracted a high-quality group of people in there because we're pretty strict too. I mean, you can't go in there and spam in our community and just try to sell junk or offer your paid coaching. Like it's people who are there to help and to share their experiences and to help each other over obstacles. So we're pretty strict as far as what we allow in there because we want to make sure that it's valuable and it's not just a pitch fest with a bunch of people trying to sell junk in there. Because I guess that is the real benefit of being in a private community versus all these free groups you see online. Which a lot of those free Facebook groups can be valuable, but you just get people get in there and just spam and add all this crap. But whereas where you have a private curated community, you get dedicated people who are, actually who paid to be there, So higher
Yeah,
quality folks. But I could ramble on and on.
absolutely.
The community's really snuck up on us in the past 2 years of how dang valuable it is. I mean, don't get me started.
Yeah,
Anyways, back to these
I'm gonna
questions.
spend some time really scrolling through the Facebook community, and yeah, guys, I mean, just take a look. I mean, everything you're gonna see here is within the last 12 hours it's been posted. The thing that shocks me the most about this group, even more so than how willing people are to share and help, is how active it is. It's just absolutely mind-blowing how active this community is. So I'm going to scroll through and you can see some of the different things that people are talking about, and I think you'll see it's a pretty awesome community, honestly.
I believe so too. And yeah, that's right. I'm keeping up with your questions here, folks. Now, Let's see. VGE, is AliExpress a sister company to Alibaba? Pretty much. AliExpress is more for retail consumer sales, whereas Alibaba, you're actually negotiating with a supplier and developing a relationship. So that's the main difference, but they are basically the same company, just different markets. One's for consumers, one's for business. Now let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Daniela, in order to sign up, in order to create a brand, shouldn't I sign up as a company?
You don't
Very common
have to.
question.
Yeah, you can easily change over the display name and all these different things on your Amazon account. So you don't have to worry too much about that. I think there's a lot of people who start with individual seller accounts and then switch them over to the business information. So that's fine. You can do it that way. The most important thing though is just you know get an account up and get selling. So I think most people, especially when you're first starting out, you're probably going to be um, when you're first starting out, you're probably going to be, man, I'm starting to burn out here, hour three. But what was the question? Oh yeah, do I need to sign up as a company? Yeah, I would start out with the personal seller account. That one's free. It costs like 99 cents a sale with the personal seller account, but the professional seller account costs about 40 bucks a month. So really, I think the right time to switch over is when you're making 41 sales a month. At that point, it would be more cost effective for you to have the professional seller account. There's also a couple other reasons, like if you're going to run PPC ads on your Amazon products, then you would need a professional account. But you can certainly start off with that individual.
Cool. And Daniela's telling me she's planning to double her money by the summer. I like the sound of that. Seems summer, what is that? 5 months. Yeah, that's realistic. Usually we see people get the most action in between 2 and 4 to maybe 6 months. It really depends. Everybody's growth path is a little bit different. I know I kind of just totally stampeded over what you were saying there, Will, but having a
Oh no,
few
it's good.
conversations here in the box.
I
Um,
certainly agree. And yeah, Daniela, awesome stuff there. Yeah, Daniela, we'll have to. I think we got another 5 minutes here until I got to hop off. But yeah, Daniela, definitely let us know whether it's in the program or now, what kind of business you're running already and what kind of access you have to. Because I know if you're a client of the beauty company, you may have an entire clientele built out that you can start selling to right away. So interesting stuff there. Definitely let us know.
Yes, Nassim had one here. I've heard AliExpress is still a good way to test products quickly. Would you agree?
A lot of people think that, and I don't disagree. It's not my preferred way to do it, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. So I certainly think it does work.
Yes, and I see this one here from Susan. Just want to know, you had mentioned earlier about people getting paid internationally. I think you were talking about Payoneer, is that right?
I did not mention that, but that is necessary for some people in some countries. Um, Susan, what a website for international people for payment or something. I am not sure what that is. Susan, if you just give me a couple more details on that, and I'm sure I will remember. And guys, we did find remember we were going through and saw that one guy that had $85,000 in sales. So it looks like he started in April 2015, and he is almost at $100,000 a month. $100,000 a month.
Hell yeah. Who's
He
that?
said,
John?
he
Oh,
said, he
John.
said,
Okay.
he said, last month I got my girlfriend started with her own account, and she's done about $16,000. That's crazy. Net profit of 33%. That's great. So yeah, John's killing it. April 2015, he got started, making $100,000 a month. That's over $1 million a year.
John, it just goes to show the people who just jump in and just start taking action, just find a product, just sample something, try and get a sample, because a lot of people I've noticed the people who take the longest to actually get started are the ones that they kind of they just keep second guessing everything, and they keep trying to wait for the perfect product that's going to jump off their page and stand out to them as a shining light and savior to their business life, when really we've seen time and time again, just the folks who get out there, find something that looks good and just sample the dang product, make a few sales. If the demand exists, get more, sell more. It's not actually too complicated. There's some things that you'll definitely need to know, but I mean, the process is about just taking action and moving. A lot of people think that there's some magic where you like in a Mad Men type of setting sit around and formulate the perfect brand to target segments and markets and this and that, but it's really just about making sales and then getting feedback from your customers and improving your brand from there and just moving forward. Now, the next one here, yeah, Michelle wanted to know what the heck is he selling?
He might even say. I mean, that's one of the great parts about this community is not only are people sharing this stuff, but they're also going through and telling you their net margin. They're telling you their goals and their troubles and what they ran into, what helped them, what hurt them. Like you could see how much capital did you put in. Started off with 8,000, so he's put 8,000 of his own money in over since April 2015, so about 2 years, and he's making $100,000 a month, so that's crazy. All private label. He said private label, dropship, and wholesale. So he's doing a couple different kind of flavors of e-commerce. So yeah, I mean it's amazing. He might even say what his product is in here, and if not, I mean people are also constantly sharing pictures of stuff like this, right? Here's Stephen Yi Lin, who's another one of our all-stars in this program. Here's a picture of him literally doing a photo shoot with one of his new products. And I know this is actually a product that someone wanted to, someone here today wanted us to research this. So clearly it's a good product because this is one of our very good sellers here. And if he's selling it, I would assume it's a good product. So.
Cool. TJ says, good stuff. Thanks, guys. Hoping to be in touch soon. We would love to work with you, TJ. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. You probably heard this in the question box. Even if you don't start working with us right away, guys, still we've given you everything you need to get started because we've seen it time and time again. Folks will attend one of these free sessions we give and then they come back a few months later, they made sales, they saw that it works, they just need some help getting around maybe an obstacle and just taking things to the next level. So that's why we provide everything in this training for you so that we want to make it so that everything we do is to make sure you're not dependent. We hate dependency. Dependency is an ugly thing. It destroys character, it erodes virtue. It's horrible. So our goal is to give you the tools you need, and that's part of what this presentation was all about. So if I think I'm correct, we'll have a replay for these guys because I've had a ton of people asking.
Yes, I believe we will. I believe we will. You guys should get a replay from me. We got to upload this stuff and everything, so you should get a replay within, say, 90 to 120 minutes, somewhere in there.
All right, that's quick. Cool. Let's see what else. Jamie says thanks. Mandana said, "Is it okay to sell so that thing that ready in Amazon and use the same picture?"
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
that's fine when you're starting out. Now, once you start to grow, you are going to want to start taking your own product photos and things like that. But obviously, we don't want to take product photos of every single product that goes through our hands. So yeah, we're gonna do product photos and things like that. But when we're first starting out, we're most of the time gonna hopefully use product photos that are already available from the supplier or something like that. And again, as we decide that we want to move forward with the product, we'll start to invest in our own product photography and things like that.
Hey, Jamie says distraction is my #1 enemy. Yeah, I
All of
look at it
us.
this way. It's like it's sort of like I guess you'd say a first world problem. We're just surrounded in opportunities, and not only the opportunities but also distractions, things that waste our time. But there's just so many things that we can do that often it can be overwhelming. So really, the cure to that is really just choose one thing and just do it. Just go for it. Just choose something, right? Um, how about this one? Tanner Cherie said, what about all the setup of photography and content and listing infrastructure required? Actually, I'm going to get our product photography article and send a link to that because often all you need is a smartphone and a bathtub. You can make some pretty dang good product photos yourself. So
Yeah,
definitely link
that's one
that.
way to do it. I mean, there's many different ways to do that part, though. We have things in here about creating an Amazon listing, everything from product descriptions to titles to photos to keywords, all that fun stuff. What else do we have for that? We also have a bunch of discounts. We have, yeah, multiple. There's probably 30 people in our coaching community that do product photography on the side now. It's relatively cheap, so that's definitely part of the process. You also have tons of people in here that do it as well. Here's a graphics company that does it. So honestly, there's a lot of different ways to get logos created. So. Or whatever, not logos, but whatever I was just talking about there. I don't know. I'm starting to lose my mind here. So,
Yeah, after a couple hours, things you start to lose it. Was it 3 hours now?
oh, product photos.
Well,
That's what I was talking about.
yeah, that's it. Well, we are up against, we're almost, I guess technically we're over here, but I see there's one more question I had here from Sean. He technically had two questions, and I guess this will be the last one and we'll wrap up here. First one, will, is the product launch difficulty score the best predictor of whether the product will sell?
I think the best prediction of whether or not a product will sell is selling the product. That's what I really like to see. So, at the end of the day, there's no 100% perfect way to predict these things. There's an element of risk in business, and the product research workbook, the launch difficulty score, these kind of things can remove a lot of the potential risk and ensure you of the potential reward and the upside. But at the end of the day, I think you got to sell stuff. Everything is a theory until you get out there and start selling. So the launch difficulty score is a great way to see how difficult is it going to be to launch this product into this keyword. But at the end of the day, there's tens, if not hundreds of thousands of successful products just waiting to be sold out there. So, I would just encourage you to get out there and start selling. The workbook can help you, but it's really there to speed things up. If you're getting bogged down in the workbook, like really trying to live by it, that's the wrong way to use it. You want to get data in the spreadsheet, find 5 or 6 really good products, and just take action on one of them. Whatever one you want to the most, just take action on it because, again, there are a lot of great products to sell out there. The only mistake you can make is not taking action quick enough and not getting out there and selling things quick enough.
Good point. Very good point. Um, let's see. Let's see now. The second question Sean had is he wanted to know, is it true that whichever company I choose will cover all the shipping costs to the seller? How does that work?
Um, who asked that one?
That's Sean. He had two questions there, so I split them up.
Oh, okay. Whatever company I choose will cover all the shipping costs to the seller. I don't understand that question 100%, Sean.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
Sean
he
said,
corrected here
yeah.
and said the buyer. Yeah, you're gonna pay Amazon FBA to ship product out, and it's generally gonna be about 15 to 20% of the product revenue. That's all kind of in the product research workbook already. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. Let me know if you have any further questions on that, though.
Cool. Yeah, Michelle, very excited to get in talking with a family member. Probably going for the guest pass, I presume. Look forward to working with you, Michelle. Awesome. And let's see, Herky says, thank you for the webinar.
Absolutely, Herky. Love the name.
Love it. Yvette said, we just got out of the holiday, in quotes, shopping season. Is this a year-round business? Yeah, I'd say there's usually what, like the first 2 weeks after Christmas, there's kind of a slowdown, but then things go right back to normal.
I would not say that. not to not to not to say that you were wrong or anything. But yeah, it just depends on the product. Like if you're selling workout gear, if you're selling treadmills, right? Like the first week of January is one of your best weeks. So it really depends on the product. Certain products will have seasonality. If you're selling trick-or-treat buckets, then there's going to be seasonality to that. We are going to encourage you through the program to really get products that consistently sell throughout the year. So we're going to kind of help you to avoid seasonality. There's certainly a lot of potential in the holidays and things like that, but when you're first getting started, I think you got to get some type of consistent product up and selling, and then from there we can start to have some fun with holidays and things like that. But
Yeah, that really addresses Yvette's second question. Is this a year-round business? That's totally it. It depends on the product, though. For the most part, that is the point. You're going to want to analyze things that do have those steady sales because although there is some money to be made in seasonal, it's not steady, and that's the only problem. A lot of folks we see after they get rolling, they might dip into a seasonal product once they already, have a business going. But it's not something that is a great place to start for new folks just because of that lack of sales consistency. Now, let's see, Nasheen says, logging off, thank you for all the info. Very interesting and can't wait to tinker with this spreadsheet and join you on the 9 weeks. So good to hear, Nasheen. You have a lot of great questions, so thanks for hanging out.
you did, you did. Look forward to working with you, Nasheen. Let us know. Let us know if you have any further questions before hopping in.
Ooh, how about this one? Dan says he wants to say thanks, and he also said, I have a product that's selling on Amazon, but the BSR fluctuates between 10K and 30K, so making an average of 3 to 5 sales a day. Any idea how I can scale it up to 10 to 20 sales a day? Well, that would depend. What do you say, Will?
Yeah, it really depends. There's so many different ways to do it. You'd really want to dive in and do kind of an audit on what's going on right now. But once you know what's going on right now, I think there's lots of different ways to do it. Dan, if you don't have PPC running on that thing, PPC is going to become more and more necessary as time goes on. And the great thing about PPC, Amazon sponsored products, all these things, the great thing about it is once you have it set up, once you have those keywords set up and everything, it just continues to make money for you day in and day out. And every sale that you're making through those PPC sales, those are driving your sales rank higher, driving your organic results higher. So that is the way I would do it. You can also look at actually optimizing your Amazon listing, right? I think we even have a blog post if you do StartupBros listing optimization. Yeah, I'll actually send you a link to this because we even just did a blog post the other day on the 6 pillars of product listing optimization for Amazon products. So all sorts of different ways to do it, but I will send you this link, my friend, and hopefully that helps for now. He said Amazon PPC is on. I get clicks but not enough sales. Usually that'll mean that sorry, I'm sending you this link. If you're getting clicks but not sales, it's usually a relevancy problem. So I would look into the keywords you're using. I might even turn on auto target to see which keywords Amazon finds for you that are making sales. But essentially, I mean, if you're getting clicks but not sales, it's not targeted enough. And I would turn off anything that gets clicks and not sales, and really only use keywords that are making sales. So, every product out there, I think, for the most part, has lots of PPC keywords that are going to be profitable for it. It's just kind of the game of finding those, setting them up, and finding more. So that's what I would recommend there, Dan. And if you have any further questions, we'll have to wrap this up relatively soon, but great place to ask questions like that is actually in the coaching community. There's a great place to ask questions like that because you have thousands of people who are doing listing optimizations every day, so great place to ask here.
Yeah. Also, Todd said, thanks for the information, guys. Could you put up the sign up link one more time? I will drop
Yes.
that back into the question box for you as well, my friend. And Nick also says, thanks from Toronto. This has made the e-commerce business model more clear. Good to hear, Nick. Dan says, thanks. Awesome to see we satisfied your curiosity. And looks like that is just about it for today. So I guess we'll start wrapping up if we don't have any more questions.
Yes, and I am late for a phone call anyways, but the person has not called me yet, so I think we're good. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here, first of all. Hopefully this session was an incredibly valuable one for you. Guys, go ahead and let me know in the question box. Give me a scale of 1 to 3 Give me a 3 if this was just top-notch material. You could not believe it. You're going to tell your friends, your family. It's going to be like topic of discussion at Christmas dinner. It's going to be amazing. And give me a 1. Give me a 1 if it wasn't quite there and we need to go back and work on this thing a little bit. We got 3, 3, a 5. Thank you very much, Alex, for the 5. We got a 3, lots of 3s. We got someone put is that 10 million, 100 million? That's great. That's way more than 3. Awesome. Jerome
Nice.
said talk to the wife about it. Yeah, this offer will be good until Wednesday night at midnight. So you got quite a bit of time to judge. Bring it to the wife and see what she says. You can get her permission. And keep in mind, guys, lots of different ways to get in touch with us too. We're not some internet marketer sitting on a beach or anything. Like we got an office and staff and everything. So if you want to get in touch with us before you jump in, that's perfectly fine. You got lots of different ways to get in touch with us, and our whole team is very responsive and excited to talk to you. So guys, I think we'll call that a wrap today. I see lots of 3s and 10s and all sorts of awesome things, some 5s, no 1s, which is a good sign for me. I thought today was an incredible session as well. I had lots of fun. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as I did, and hopefully you guys got even more value than entertainment. So awesome stuff, guys. Once again, for all you who have taken that step up to the next level, made that commitment in yourself and your business, congratulations. I look forward to working with you over the next 9 weeks, and I think you're going to be absolutely shocked and amazed to see how far we can push this business forward and how far we can push ourselves forward as entrepreneurs in this 9-week period. So I look forward to working with you guys. And for those of you who haven't jumped in e-commerce empire yet, that's okay. We still love you. But seriously, guys, give it a good look. E-commerce empire is, the price on this is going to be going up probably next week. The 9 weeks of coaching is something we're getting rid of very soon. So this is, one of the last times that we're going to be doing the coaching with this, and it's honestly probably the last time you're going to see that offer. So hop in, check that out. Even if you decide to go pursue this business without e-commerce empire, guys, that is awesome too. That is fine. E-commerce empire, I think, is really perfect for those that want to do it right the first time on the fast track to success, and that's great. We look forward to working with you guys. If you don't jump in e-commerce empire, still get out there and take action, guys. I gave you the whole puzzle today. I didn't leave anything out. All you got to do is go out there, take action. We get lots of emails from people that did not jump in e-commerce empire but still found success with this training webinar. So get out there and take action, guys. Don't fall for the next shiny object, right? The only way to take knowledge and make it actually change your life is to apply that knowledge and to take action on that knowledge, and that's how we change our lives in the world through business. So, guys, get out there and take action. I gave you everything you need. Get out there, take action, build a successful business, and keep us updated on the results. We always love to hear them. Guys, one last time, for those who are jumping in e-commerce empire, you can go to startupbros.com/empire. Use the Live50 coupon code to secure 50% off the list price, as well as redeem all those bonuses that we talked about here today. That is all covered by a 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. And you got all sorts of ways to get in touch with us. If you have any further questions, guys, you got our phone number here, 866-642-6669. Feel free to give us a call. You can also email us, bros@startupbros.com. And the easiest way to get in touch with us, guys, is actually to go to startupbros.com/empire and chat with us here on the bottom right. So we'll be looking out for your phone calls and chat messages and things like that. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of people ask about the replay. I will be sending out a replay in about 90 minutes, so look out for that. And once again, if you have any further questions, you know how to get in touch with us. Guys, once again, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you got a ton of value out of it. And let's make sure that this isn't a waste of anyone's time. Get out there and take action. Let's apply this stuff to change our lives in the world and keep us updated on the results. All right, guys. Well, tons of fun here today. Thank you so much for being here once again. And get out there and take action, guys. Much love to you all. And I look forward to working with you guys over the next 9 weeks in e-commerce empire. All right. See you guys later.